Oh yeah, and I am live. I don't know if you noticed anything different. I did a little bit of cleaning in here. It's still not completely done, but usually I have my camera right there on that screen here. I switched it, and yeah, I wonder. Let me just try with the light on and see what would happen. Oh no, it sucks. I like the cozy lighting that I have right now, and if I get closer, you can see my face. That's fine. It's okay if you can't see my face. Yeah, little piece of duct tape fixes everything, right? No biggie. It's not a problem because, well, this is going to get fixed at some point. My goal is to close this up here, and right there, there's already the door frame. I just have to either buy a door that's short sized or build one, which either way is not a good thing if I have to do it, because let's face it, I'm not really good at doing that kind of stuff. But I have a little bit more space. I had like a tiny shelf on top of my desk that was like built in. And because of my ceiling going down a little bit, it was too high and it was blocking, like, you can't see, but it was blocking like right here. My computer screen and everything was right here. So it would have been like here. Now I have a little bit more space, and I will probably take, it's still there, the shelf. Might like cut the bottom somehow. And maybe put it down here somehow, and I don't know, do something here. I'm just gonna say hi to everyone. Thomas was here, Marilyn, Darren, Patrick. Did I miss anyone? Not yet. Yeah, the bees. I don't know why. I didn't notice. I think the video, I don't know, it was already done that way. I'm not there yet, Marilyn. I'm not there yet. No, I wanted to. We ended up having a little chat in the living room with a glass of wine. And I didn't shave. I didn't steal my wife's walk-in closet. First of all, she doesn't want one. She doesn't even have a closet. Well, if she wants one, she never told me. I asked and she said no. But just on the other side of that wall there is where I have all my plants. So I would love to take all the plants out of there, make my girlfriend a nice closet. Maybe. No. But seriously, it was not in the plans, but it's something that I could actually do. Build a rack there somehow so she could put her clothes in. Have my entrance there, and this here would be blocked. And I'm cleaning on the other side of my bedroom back there. You can't see, but you will eventually see. And I want to put all my plants there. I had one freezer in that room. I brought it here. So when you go downstairs now, you have the two freezers right there, and the two other ones are upstairs. So everything is a little bit more, like everything is closer together, I guess. There's your answer, Marilyn. She doesn't have one because you stole it. No, she had like first pick. She didn't want it. She doesn't use it, I guess. She wants a closet so Rem stays there. Maybe. I am somehow in a closet, but we have a closet. And I offered her to change. I would take the dresser, and she would take the closet. She said no. So she doesn't really want it. Maybe she was lying, but. So how's everyone doing this weekend? You hear me fine? Do I need to bring the microphone a little bit closer? There, you can see the microphone. By the way, The link to that microphone is down in the description below. And if you order from Amazon, it will not cost you anything extra, but I will get a commission on it. So here's a nice, beautiful microphone. And I could bring this up. Can you hear me a little bit louder? Is it too loud? Is it better? I don't know. I can't hear myself. Sounds great to you? Awesome. I know, Darren. I know, but I wanted to wait until I was in the hot tub. Joke's on you. I actually turned the button up. So is it like, can you hear me better? Is it like louder, or it could make a difference if I do some videos, actual videos. Now I have to align myself back with the middle of the camera, I guess. I have some stuff on the ground. All right. No difference at all. All right. And what if I do this? Is it still the same thing right now? Patrick. But my washing machine is on spinning, so it's maybe that. Maybe there's a different like button somehow. So there's a few things here. I don't know. Volume. I think this would be for if I had headphones. I think I can plug some headphones in there. Anyway. Yeah, Darren, stop it. All right. So I was talking a couple weeks ago, I don't know if it was Sunday or Friday, about how I had like an hour session with a life coach. And we started having a little talk about the things I could do in order to make like a passive income. You know, we all work so hard. YouTube is not paying enough to sustain me with the inflation, everything going up. My budget is getting lower and lower. I have less and less purchase power. It's actually something that I've been thinking for a while, regardless, trying to find a way to make more money. The only difference is back in the days, it was more money for me to be able to enjoy life a little bit more, but now it'd be more money just to be able to live. But regardless, it's been going through my mind for a little while. And one of the things the life coach told me is each and every one of us has a little something that we can bring to the table, whether it's a skill, knowledge. Hello, Fairbrick Studio. Skill, knowledge, I don't know, ideas that we can use to try to make a little bit of money. Hey, Scott, you going live after? And I was trying to think about what my skill was, what my assets were. How can I make money with what I know, with what I have, with what I do? And I kind of realized that, for one, even if I can't make actual money, it is very, very helpful, and it's been a huge difference for me to be able to grow my own food. And I kept thinking for the last year, like, why are people starving? Why are people starving? Because there's food everywhere. And I took foraging class last summer with a lady named Julie Wild. I think she has a Facebook page that you can follow. She's down to earth. She does a lot of foraging, but she's also a life coach. And it was like a 3 hour session, so I figured I was going to take it. And then it just hit me. I want people to know how to save money on food, how to feed themselves for cheaper. And I realized that with a full-time job, 5 kids, I was doing sports. The kids were doing sports. I missed some of the practices, but I don't remember missing any games unless I was playing at the same time. So it just shows that I was actually very busy, and I still managed to bring in about $10,000 worth of food. And I say that often, but it's because I'm proud of it, and I think that this is what I bring to the table. I think that there are ways to save money on food. Pretty much everyone in the chat here knows about those tricks. I mean, you're either a gardener, a forager, you preserve, buy in bulk, you hunt, you fish, um, you farm. Those are all tricks that you can do to save money. Now, hello Tracy, um, hello Dave. Now I know if you start from scratch, it might be a little bit more expensive up front, depending on what you do. Like Darren, if you started from scratch today with the hay, with the fencing, with the Highland cows, even Scott, like if you guys start from scratch, it will cost you a lot of money, and it wouldn't be really worth it on the long run. Like even like short term, medium term. But you're established now, and eventually you'll get on top of things. But someone can start slowly. Um, you build a little garden. It doesn't cost you too much. I have a video on that subject already, where you can do a nice garden for about $70. Get the seeds you need for another $20-$30. So let's say maximum of $100. You have your garden going. If let's just say you only planted squash at $2 a squash, you would get more than 50 squash. So it would already be worth it. If you plant carrots, if you plant peas, beans, tomatoes, peppers, onions, those are all quite easy to grow, and going to save you tons of money on the long run, because once your garden is established, once you know how to grow food, if you can learn how to save your seeds and how to make your own compost, it's free. It's basically free. Going to the store when something goes on sale and buying a big bunch. I said the word, didn't I? Like, I mean, a lot of people will think about buying a bunch of toilet paper when it's on sale. And I'm not just talking about what happened in 2020 when everything started, but now I see some people that they're still telling me it's easy to preserve. I don't need to do anything. I just put it on the shelf and I can keep the toilet paper for as long as I want. But why aren't people doing that with food? Why aren't people buying bulk, big quantities of food, and find ways to preserve it? Learn how to preserve it. You can do that before you actually buy the item. If you go, if you check, I have an app on my phone called Reeby. It's going to show me all the stuff on sale in my surroundings. And I think that that app is pretty much available everywhere. Sorry. Um, you click on the app, you find something that's on sale or very, very cheap. You buy it in bulk. But before you do so, you just go on Google or YouTube and try to find how to preserve that item that you want to purchase. Um, Spaghetti goes on sale for $1 a box. It's now like $2.49 a box. It's not much when you think about it. Like even like $2.50, it's still a decent price for a complete meal. Like I mean, you still got to buy the spaghetti sauce, but you can go to dollar store and buy the Catelli cans, which is still pretty cheap. So you can have a meal for like 4 people for under $5. But if it goes on sale, the expiry date on it is always like more than a year. So if you know you're gonna eat spaghetti, let's say even once a month, you heat a box. Like we go through a box every time we cook spaghetti. We're a family of 7. That's 12 times a year that we'll save $1.50 on a box of spaghetti, and it can be stored on a shelf, nothing extra, like nothing really to do, and I just saved $18 right there. It's not much, but what's the difference? I just have to go buy it on a different day when it's on sale, and I save money. Show me the money. I don't have any, but I still manage to eat. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while, but most of the time, if you take your time to learn and do things proper way, maybe you'll fail. Maybe the first few times it will not actually work, but you will still gain knowledge, experience, and on the long run, you will benefit from all of that. I mean, anyone here really starving? Anyone in the chat starving right now? I see a bunch of homesteaders right now. I don't think anyone here in the chat is starving. I want you to love me. I love you to love me. Yeah, I bring food to the table. That's what I bring to the table. That's my asset. That's what I do. When people ask me what I do, I feed my family. It's not much. Some people might think that it's not much, that maybe I should be spending my time doing something else. But if I don't garden and I don't forage and I don't hunt and fish and do that kind of stuff, which is stuff that I love doing, I will be doing something else. I'll go out in bars or go see some friends or go see some family or I mean, doing sports is not really bad, but if I have to pay $100 per season to play softball and then another $20 per night to have a few beers with the boys, I think it's safe to say that I'm saving a lot of money by staying home and gardening, right? And we all know, anyone here gardening knows that it's something that can keep you in shape because you dig, you lift stuff, you drag stuff, you walk, you jog, you run, you're always moving, and it's warm and it's raining and it's cold and it's snowing, but you still have to go out and do the things you do. Everyone has their own little niche and things they can do to save money. And my niche, even though YouTube doesn't recognize it as a niche, is bringing in food. It doesn't matter what kind of food you bring in. If you want to learn how to bring in food, let me know and I'll give you hints on what you can do. I started thinking about how I can do a little business with that. And I was thinking about, maybe doing like workshops or little sessions with people in my surroundings, because let's face it, people here don't really know what homesteading is. And I don't really want to teach them what homesteading is, but I can teach them how to grow their own food, how to harvest their own animals, how to forage. A lot of people will go buy raspberries at the grocery store, $8 a jar, complain that it's too expensive, but they have thousands of raspberry bushes behind their house. Oh, well, it's too much work to go and harvest it. Yeah, but if you take an hour to go harvest it, you can do your own raspberry jam jelly. It might take you like 5 hours total to harvest, clean, cook. But you might get 5, 6 mason jars worth of jam. And it's free time. Instead of sitting on the couch watching TV, instead of, Marilen's not going to like me for saying this, but instead of reading a book, as much as reading is important, but if you spend your whole day reading a book, you can take a break and go outside and do that kind of stuff and keep the book for when you go to bed, just before you go to bed. That's a nice way to help me sleep. But you get the point. Like, I'm not trying to judge anyone that does those kind of things. You do what you want to do. But when people tell me they don't have time to go harvest their own strawberries or raspberries, but yet they spend 8 hours a day on a computer gaming or in front of a TV watching TV, I'm like, well, like, at some point you have to choose. And instead of watching TV, if you're out in the nature or simply outside, gardening, foraging, farming, whatever it is you do, fishing, hunting, it's good for your physical health, it's good for your mental health, it's good for your wallet, and it's good for your belly. With the fencing, I have to relearn how to sword fight. I already had my drink. 1999. Yeah. People really don't care about their health or situation until it hurts too much. Yep. And you're right. I was like that too. I've already told the story about how I used to have a can of Pepsi, a chip, and a chocolate bar for breakfast when I was going to work. And then complaining that I had stomach issues. And then complaining that I had anxiety and panic attacks. But, I mean, I was eating junk. How do you expect my body to react? Now, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend like I am an angel now and not eating anything bad. But I'm getting better. I'm not drinking a Pepsi for breakfast. I buy Pepsi maybe like one case like bi-weekly. Case of 12. I know it's almost like one pop per day, but even then, like, I'll be a few days without it. And I'll be drinking while eating something else. So it's not as bad as on my stomach. I still eat chocolate. But instead of buying a whole bag of chocolate today, I bought like those Valentine's, Lindor, those heart boxes. There was like 10 chocolate, and I shared with family members. So instead of having a whole box of chocolate to myself, I had like one tiny piece. And it was just once a week instead of once a day like it used to be. So I'm getting there, but just doing tiny little changes at a time, I could feel my health getting better. I don't need stomach pills anymore. I don't need antidepressant pills or anything like that anymore. I'm not saying my health is 100%, but it is getting a lot better. A lot of people don't focus on food and preserving and all that kind of stuff. People my age generally are about convenience and don't care really if it costs more. It's sad but true. Yes, it is sad, And I think that those people will hit a wall soon. We had a talk, just like regular conversation. My daughter, oldest daughter, and I, and my girlfriend, and talking about how life was going to be hard. And she's like, "I'm never going to be able to buy a house." And I'm like, "You can stay here for as long as you want, but you know, she's going to have to help financially because we can't make her live once she's old enough to. If she makes more money than me, it doesn't make sense that I have to make her live." And like she's mature, she's old enough, she understands, and like I didn't have to say it. She said it before I did. But the point is, if she wasn't um, exposed to that lifestyle, or if she wasn't able to see that life is getting expensive and we have to do sacrifices, maybe she'd be doing like other people and just go all out. And um, she would have to face the harsh truth, but she understands. But I still have this one here. Isn't this the best wine? This year, I'm hoping to be able to bring something different to the conference as a little gift. I just have to start working on it. I just have to call a friend of mine to get some information on tiny little stickers. I don't want to spend too much money on stickers, but I feel like I would need to do a little tiny something. So I'll see. I might be able to just do like regular labels at work. I don't know yet. I'll see about that as well. But that would be, yeah. I'm going back to my old job. I might be allowed. I'll ask. I'll do things correctly and just ask. They have a color printer. I might be able to print tiny little labels because I want to start. Another idea I had is I love foraging. I might be able to go out and forage shaga, pine needles, wild edibles and things like that to be able to do my own tea blends. And with the printer at work with those little tiny labels, I mean, I could do like maybe like 20 labels and just stick those on little bags. I already have the bags and the vacuum sealer, especially for tea bags. So that's another thing I have in mind. I don't know about the rules in New Brunswick, and I want to do things correctly. If I want to go and promote, I mean, if I just do a little tiny few bags here and there for myself and my friends, I mean, I'm not going to worry about the rules and the laws and all that kind of stuff. But if I want to go and sell and advertise and all that kind of stuff, I kind of need to do things correctly and properly. And I'd rather just start to see if it works. And if I decide to go all out, have the information I need. Bridget loves when I take my time to learn. I can relate. See? Yeah. I could live months off my tummy without you. You say that, Tracy, but you're not fat. I don't know why you say that. Like, I have a beer belly. I'm just as fat as you. You're like a foot taller than me, and you're like 20 pounds more than me. And like I've always been a small guy. Like, I don't know why you say that. My cat is fake starving every evening for me to open the can. Yeah, my cat is always waiting. Usually go to like Walmart and just buy those little tiny cans at like less than $1, and the cat gets like half of a can every morning. But we ran out, and every morning he comes at our door, meowing and waiting for a can. An old man once told me, as long as the grass is green, we have something to eat. Yes. Was the old man you? Hello, self. Okay, prefer when I practice what I learn. Actually, uh, no, he's not. um, he probably went through all his moose meat by now, but he's not a vegetarian. Not that there would be anything wrong with that, but he's not. Dave and I talk about a lot of things before things will go bad or nothing will know. Fear mongering, I think. Yeah, it's about the tax going up. Yeah, I don't think the eclipse will do anything. I mean, it's just we've had eclipse before. Yeah, focus. Period. Get something figured out. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to talk politics tonight. I don't really feel like it anyway. Focus. I'll teabag you. I already have the bags and I already have the vacuum sealer. It's the specific vacuum sealer for those tea bags. It has a resealable thing on the bags, and the bags are the perfect size. I would just need to look how much they sell for, what I would need to do, and all that kind of stuff. Like I might be able to find some pine needles to make some pine needle shaga tea. But from what I understand, I would kind of need to put something more. I purchased, well, not, I didn't purchase. When I was at a conference in Ontario last year, a lady was selling tea, and she gave me a bag for free in exchange for me to talking to someone in my area about harvesting shaga. Now I told the guy, I gave him all the information he needed. I asked him if he was interested. He said yes. He took the phone number, and then I saw him a few days later, and he said that he changed his mind. He didn't really feel like doing it because I don't know. He wanted to retire and stop doing stop the foraging and all that kind of stuff. I have a few people interested in maybe harvesting. I don't know, like it's hard because I've been looking for shaga for myself for a while, and I'm always able to find a few pieces here and there. Like I'll land on a tree randomly somehow at some point, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna harvest this shaga on that tree. But then like I won't see any. There's a fly or like some sort of bug on my light, and it's bugging me. Bugging me. So yeah, like I'll find a piece of shaga, but I won't be able to find any for another year, which is all right because at the moment I'm just trying to find some for myself. But if I want to do something and make tea, I might have to buy some more. I have eclipse glasses from my town after I pay. Well, all worth it. Yeah, but at the same time, if you don't do things correctly and you end up having to pay a fine, like I don't know, that's why I say as long as I don't promote it and just do it like for myself and friends, and but if you want to go all out and do it like do a website and all that kind of stuff, I prefer doing things the right way. I just want to get the information. I'm not saying I will register and go with it if it costs, $2,000 to register. Maybe I'll just be like, well, you know what? It's too expensive. I'm just going to do it with my friends. But if we take example for eggs, I checked. And when the village came at me to bug me with the chickens, they told me I wasn't allowed to sell my eggs. But I knew that as long as I sell them on my property and people come here to get them, I'm legal. So there's nothing they could do. And it was fun to know that law. It was good to know that I was safe in doing things the right way. So I want to know because I want to be able to protect myself. It's not only about letting them know what I'm doing, but it's about knowing my rights. If I know my rights, if I know what I'm legally allowed to do, then if someone comes at me to bug me or cause some problems, I can be like, my rights are this and this and that, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So, there's two sides, two different ways to see it, and I want to know the rules. That's all, and then from there, I'll decide if I go with it or not. But yeah, I mean, I know how you think, and I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying, but I just want to know the rules. I want to know the rules so I can screw them better, I guess. Like, knowing about accounting, like doing my taxes properly. um, People said, why would you tell the government that you're making money on YouTube? Well, I'm receiving legal papers from YouTube. They'll know anyway. Might as well do things the right way. But if I declare the revenue, I also have to declare the expenses. This was an expense. This was $25, and it's marketing. I was able to claim that shirt on my taxes. Every time I do a live stream and do a giveaway, I can claim that on my taxes. The room I use here for my editing and all that kind of stuff, I can claim those on my taxes. It's given me an extra $1,000 this year. And I'm not saying it's going to be the same thing every year. But, if at some point I make $20,000 off of YouTube, it's good to know that I have a way to not get taxed on $10,000 of that money because I know how to do the accounting part of things. Okay, that's weird. I had a pop-up about something connected not being handled for a while, but I wasn't even connected. It didn't work when I tried to connect. Yeah, no fighting in the chat there. Stay polite. Stay polite. HoldTheLineHomestead. Hello. Well, you know what? If I do things the proper way, and it might be nothing. Maybe in New Brunswick I'm allowed. I know, from what I understand, as long as you don't transform the product, you're allowed to take it and sell it. But there might be like a license to forage and sell, and that's what I don't know. It might be $200 a year. Maybe I can get all the stuff ready, and when I have 40 bags at $10 a piece, I'm like, okay, maybe it's worth it now, and then I can go and buy my license and start selling. I don't know. I'm just talking like off my hat. I don't know. Well, they can be monitoring me if they want, but I did things properly, and I have all my receipts, all my paperwork, all the information I need. I mean, I bought a laptop, I bought a GoPro camera, I bought GoPro batteries. Those are all to film, and my business is YouTube. That's a sideline business. So use the tools you have instead of hiding from it, and that's just my opinion. You do what you want. I'm just saying that I was able to make more money because I wasn't afraid to show what I was doing. And that being said, another thing I have in mind for business is There's a lady in the area that decided to start like a little hub where people can go relax, do some work. Um, when people work from home, a lot of people have to work from home for different reasons, and I guess it is getting hard on them because they um, they don't really see other people, and by not being able to see other people, they might get depressed, or they're lacking social skills, or they just want to go out and see other people. That little hub will offer a place for people to go. You can go and reserve the place and say, hey, okay, well, that Friday, I want to go and work from there. I want to get out of the house and go there. Yes, Darren, I was. That's why I closed the camera. So people will be able to go there and socialize a little bit if they want to. I mean, I find it a good idea. They'll have some workshops. They'll have some information sessions and things like that. I'm trying to catch that damn bug, but got it. There it is. I got the bug finally. So I was asked if I wanted to go and do a few sessions, a few workshop, stand up talking. We've done it at the conference the first year. It was a bunch of us just having a little chat and having some fun, but it was still, we had a lot of information to provide. Now I kind of feel like I should be doing the same thing. Go out there, do a little workshop, and explain to people how they can save money on food. Show them a few things that are very, very easy to identify: fireweeds, dandelion, chicory, hazelnuts, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, things like that. They're so easy to identify that yeah, that one is not outside. It's not producing anything for the environment. It's just going to die here at some point on its own. And I don't know. I just help the suffering of that little creature. I just want to show people that if you're starving, if you can't eat, I mean, we have people living on the street. You're not going to tell me that they can't find food. When they go to food bank because they can't eat, when they search a garbage bins because they have nothing else to eat, there's food all around you, all over the place. And I know it might not be the best thing. Like you're not looking at a dandelion and be like, oh my God, I'm drooling. Like I want to eat a dandelion so bad. But you don't do that with spinach, and people still buy spinach. Dandelion leaves is the same as spinach. It has the same nutrients, and it tastes pretty much the same. Tastes pretty much like kale, really. The munchies. What'd you do before my live stream? Go ahead, Brigitte. You do it. You do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. She should. Yep. See, everybody's on board. No, but then again, I'll lose a watcher. I need some people to watch me. Otherwise, it's just me talking to myself. Hello, Karen. Nice of you to stop by. Giving you the munchies. You're right. Nothing special. I'd like to see that. Hopefully you don't get seasick. That's normal. You go live in 15 minutes, Scott? I'll take a minute just now to go. Although lately I do my live streams longer than yours, because sometimes I see you've been live, and by the time I'm done, you're already done. But I will still customization. Okay, so you go live in 15 minutes. I'll try to stop around 9:30. That way you can get my people to go to your live stream for at least 30 minutes. Redirect. Search videos from other channel. Rambling with the rooms. What's the name? What's the title of your live stream? Might have to go and take a look, right? Oh, that's what? Oh, that's right. Rambling with Shenanigan Friday. Copy. All right, let's see if I can find this here instead. Shenanigan Friday. There you go. So once my live stream is done, if Scott is still live, you will be redirected to his live stream. Even in the chat, Bridget's talking about stealing. A friend of mine is doing a new business. Nice. I have to take a look. All right. No problem, Scott. I mean, that's the least I can do. I read your obituaries. Got 2 free lunches this week. This is how I stretch my food. It's funny, but not that funny. The spa is not hot enough for you, Darren. Stop messaging Bridget. Well, I mean, you're kind of looking for it, Darren. If you go against you are the one that told me that I should never go against my wife. So you listen to her, young man. Don't make me go to Quebec. And you're welcome. Hopefully I won't be blabbering too much. Just do your live streams longer. Like last until 12. Like, midnight. My time. So that way, if you last like 3 hours, once my live stream is done, I can send people over to your place. Hot tub is acting up. We had to shut it down. Excuses. That's all it is. I spoke to my colleague yesterday. I think I saw him at the store. I asked him. It's still bubbling a little bit, like it's really slowing down. My wine, that is. I'm talking about my homemade wine. It's still bubbling a little bit. It's really slowing down. So he's guessing that in a week should be good to go. But it's going to be Easter weekend. He's away to see family. So the following week, which would be... I don't have my right calendar there. So it would be the weekend of April 6th, which is my niece's birthday. So I'll have to see if it fits my schedule. But the plan is to go and bottle up those, that wine. Hopefully it tastes as good as what I thought it tasted. I was going to read the first thing I saw in the group chat. Not something I'm going to talk about on the live stream. But I'm like, okay, like like I read something usually and I kind of read it loud. But the first thing I read was like, what Bridget said there. I'm not going to say that on YouTube Live. Where is she getting that stuff? All right. Underwear and then. You're not talking to me, right? You're talking to Darren. Darren. Leave Darren and Bridget out of this. They're busy right now. I think they're fighting or something. So we had a snowstorm yesterday. We expected it'd be what, like 6 inches? When I went to bed, I was happy that it was exactly 6 inches of snow that we had. Usually we always get more than we're supposed to get. I woke up this morning with another like 5 inches on the steps. So we had more snow than expected. Yeah, but this is a live stream, PG-13 maybe at least. So I'm not gonna say what you guys are doing on the live stream, and it's none of our business. We're supposed. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna talk about that. See, you're scaring people away. People are leaving. I told you I would share my show. What? Oh, your snow. I thought I read show. I'm like, what show are you talking about? Yeah, but you could have kept it. And today it was melting. The roads were paved all the way through. But you know what? We're expecting another huge storm tomorrow. So we didn't have any snow from December to February, which is really, really, really odd because it never happens. Never. I've never seen that in my life. I think I've had one green Christmas before this year, and it was actually snowing on Christmas evening. But this year, I think we had the first snowstorm. Well, it wasn't even a storm. It was just a little bit of snow on the 30th or 29th of December. But I think we had like one storm between November until the end of February. And the storm happened, and we had like +8 Celsius the next day, which is around 45 Fahrenheit, I think. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Brigitte. you got the phone. Hello, hello. I'm going to get 1 inch of snow tonight. I hope this makes you feel better. We're expecting 12 inches of snow tomorrow. So that doesn't really make me feel better. There was supposed to be a hockey game. Our local senior hockey team is in the finals right now. The series tied 2-2, and they're playing the home game. They were supposed to play tomorrow. They're only playing Sunday. Now, to go back on topic. No, not the Campbellton Tigers, Scott. It's not the Campbellton team. It's not the Junior A. It's actually the senior team. The team from Dalhousie. They're playing against Miramichi in the finals. The series tied 2-2. They're the Marauders team. You know when you watch something and you have a feeling that it's your year? Like I remember, there's another bug there. I remember that year when I watched basketball. I've never watched basketball in my life. From the first playoff the Raptors played, I felt like I needed to watch the series, the playoffs. I killed another bug, Darren. And that year they won. When Canada was playing at the World Cup, well, trying to qualify for the World Cup, I started watching them from the first game, and they finished first. It's the first time ever Canada finished first at the World Cup qualifications. It's like it was meant to be. This year, I had the same feeling about the Marauders. I feel like there's a hype around the team, like an aura kind of around the team, and it's telling me that they're probably going to win. I was kind of disappointed after the first two games. They lost the first home game. I think it was 7-4, but like 2 empty net goals. And there was also the second game they lost 4-1, which made me doubt about the team being able to win. And then the third game went to like double overtime. So I'm like, okay, if they lose that game, like they're down 3-0, they're out. But they won the third game, second overtime, and they won the last game 7-3. They crushed the other team. So the series tied 2-2, and now it's a whole new series. So I have a feeling they might be taking this. Yeah. Hello, How to Garden. Nice to have you here. Yes, I will send people over in about 30 minutes at least. Yeah, and good luck with your live stream. What was I about to say? I was talking about another aspect of my business plan. I say business, but it's all Rem's family branding. I was talking to Julie Wild again today, and she was telling me that there's a possibility about the lady that's doing the little original hub is actually, from what I understand, I might be wrong. I think she kind of took like a regional community nurse position, which is something new, but her job is kind of to promote healthy habits in the area, like she does non-evil yoga, Tracy. Just like relaxation therapy, having people to like nutrition kind of thing, that kind of stuff. And she was thinking that maybe I could go and teach people how to eat properly. I still believe that pharmaceuticals and food or holistic or natural healing should be working hand to hand instead of like this, because I think they both have their place. And I think it's a good thing to prevent getting sick by eating healthier. And I also believe that, I always use the same example, but if you have a heart attack, you're not going to find a plant to save your life. It might be too late. You might need some medication. If you need a surgery and you need to put you under, you're not going to eat a bunch of plants to sleep through the surgery. Things happen. Now, I still believe that medications should be used for acute symptoms, to treat the symptoms, to allow you to then do your own thing and go out there and learn how to eat healthy and, get healthier. So she proposed that maybe I should be doing some workshops around how to eat better, how to grow your own food, the difference between store-bought chicken and my own chicken. Yes, maybe the feed that I'm giving them is not 100% organic, but I can still take all the grass clipping from all the grass I cut on my property, give it to my chickens. It's still better than feeding them nonstop in a cage where they can't grow, they can't do anything, and sell the chicken for $15 at a grocery store, and the chicken is only 2.5 pounds. You know, when I do the math, my chickens cost me still today less than $10 from the time where I buy them until the time where I put them in the freezer. It's still below $10 a chicken. So that is a good way to save money, because $15 for 2.5 pound chicken compared to a 5.5, 6 pounds chicken at less than $10. That's a huge difference. And the chicken is still healthier than what you get at the store because it's fresh. I do the killing part right there, and I cut it up myself. I clean the table before I start. I do everything I need to do. I freeze it. And I always make sure that the chicken is well cooked before we do anything, before we eat it. And yes, even with the eggs, if you give them grass clipping, if you let them free range a little bit. Now, I can't really free range here because I wasn't supposed to have chickens. I still feel like I need to let them out a little bit and let them free range a little bit. I need to build something for them to be able to get out, and hopefully it might not be this year, might not have time, but I'm hoping to be able to do something in the next year, like maybe in the summer of 2025. Right now, they can't really go free range. My chickens can't really go free range, but they're still like, they're outside. They're in the garage. They still have a nice breeze going in. I cut the wind in the winter, and I open the doors in the summer. I give them grass clipping. I give them treats. Whatever I find in the garden that's been eaten by mice or bugs, or any plants that I'm not going to eat, I will give it to them, and they enjoy it. So I might be doing workshops for the community around here and teach people how to properly eat, what to forage and how to cook it or how to use it, how to eat healthier. And I might have to do some research still. Like, I don't feel like I'm 100% confident about everything I want to talk about. They might have questions that I don't know the answer. And I think that's okay. Like, if you don't have the answer to something, well, it's not a big deal. You just have to go with it. Tell them straightforward, I don't have the answer to your question. Can I take your email or your phone number, and I will get back to you within a week or 2 weeks. I will give you the answer to your question. But I kind of feel more confident, and I kind of feel like even if I still continue doing the gardening part on my channel, I still feel like I have more knowledge and I can do a little bit more teaching. And I'm not afraid to do something wrong or say something wrong, because I will be doing things my way. And the 2,600 pound of food that I brought in last year is a very good curriculum, a very good resume for who I am. Very good way to present myself so that I feel confident about what I can do. Another thing, I think, Marilyn, you already know, and I don't think there's anyone else in the chat other than maybe Brigitte that speaks French. Maybe, Brigitte, that's something you'd be interested in. I started my own French YouTube channel. I only have one video out. I have a second one actually in the work. I don't know if I'll be able to... I hear some noise. I don't know if I'll be able to do like one video per week, but the way that I want to do it is I want to do as much B-rolls as possible when I film, and film as much as possible the stuff that I'm doing. And then I might just have to put my face talking about what I'm doing and, repeat it in English and then in French. So that way I can just take the voiceover. Oh, you can share the link if you want, Marilyn. But I know like the people in here, most of the people in here speak English, but it might be people in the background that don't really want to chat. That might be clicking on the link anyway. So yeah, you can go ahead. Um, I'm anxious to see how fast I can grow that channel compared to this one here. Even though this one is doing pretty good, just don't have the views that I was hoping to get at this point. But that's okay. I mean, it just means that I have to present better content. So this summer, I intend to do a little bit more hikes, walks in the woods, forage. Um, I will still be gardening. Maybe not show as much, or maybe go more into details about what I do. I might be taking a plant. Let's say I want to grow tomato. I want to make a video on how to grow tomato. I might start my video from when I plant my seeds, and I'll finish the video at the end of fall when I actually harvest my tomatoes and show everything in between. Now, I don't know if I'll be doing this or do the same as I do in French, but I know that I can do better videos, more into details, and if I film what I do without talking, I can do some voiceover. I want to start, if possible, if I can get like the vision in my head, and if I have the skills, I want to be able to do something like Ren's Homestead did with their last video. Have you seen their last video? Jack and Lindsay from Ren's Homestead. The video is 30 minutes long. I put it on before I came down here to get ready for my live stream. I watched it with my girlfriend and my daughter, and both of them don't really care about the homesteading stuff. Like, it's not something they really enjoy watching. But then again, they sat down and watched the whole thing, and they enjoyed, because it's an art. It's art. No, I'm not going to start a farm, but I want to do better videos. I've seen what she does. I've seen even Mike and Angie from Me and New Acres, the last video. It's awesome. I feel like if I can do a 30-minute long video with that skill, with that amount of B-rolls and that feeling to the video, I feel like a lot of more people are going to watch. Lindsay is a genius with a camera. Well, I know Jack is helping. I don't know if Jack is more behind the camera and Lindsay does the editing. I think Lindsay is the genius with the editing part. I know they both work together on the videos, but it's just amazing the things they do. I mean, it's incredible. Thank you, Marilyn. Yeah, nourriture 101. That means food 101. So the channel is going to be about ways to bring in food. And thank you for sharing Jack and Lindsay's channel as well. I haven't seen them in a while. Well, I haven't seen. It's not true. I've seen their video. I mean, I haven't looked at their numbers in a while. I wonder if they're monetized, because I mean, that 33-minute video, they have 262 views. So if, let's say, half those people, 130, watch the whole way, it's giving them like 65 hours of watch time right there with that one video. They have a lot of short videos. Now I need to catch up on those. But what I don't like about shorts is there's no way for you to see if you've watched a short already or not. Like, unless you put it on and you see if you can give it a thumbs up. or not. Someone's laughing. Something's funny. But yeah, and she was also talking about something on a website. I don't remember exactly what it is, but she said, "Oh, we have that on our website." Oh, the black locust. Yeah, black locust. That's something I'm interested in. I want to see what it is. I'm not saying that I want to plant some here, but it's pretty cool. Like they planted the seeds, or the little tiny plants, the seedlings. They planted those. I think it was like at the end of May. I want to say at the end of May. We were there early July. That's just like a month and a half later, and it was already like 3 feet high, 2 feet high. And Lindsay's showing in her video about 3-4 months later, it was already as high as her. So that's pretty amazing. Those trees grow fast. Nitrogen fixer, but I think that tree is a tree that spreads a lot and grows pretty fast. And I think it's pretty good firewood, from what I understand. So yeah. But I mean, everyone on this channel is amazing. Everyone here has some incredible information. But it's just that the way that Jack and Lindsay present their video or present their information, they might not be teaching as much as some other channels, but the quality of the video, like, it's worth watching, really. I could put that on in my parents' place, and I'm pretty sure my parents would sit there and watch, and they don't care about that stuff at all. So it just shows that, their skill, like, it's another level, at another level. So, black locust grows fast for hardwood. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's, from what I understand, that's what it is. And I think it's still, like, if I understood things correctly, it grows fast, like really fast, and it's good firewood, right? So last weekend we started doing some cleaning. I said it earlier, I fixed this room here. I thought it was going to be harder for me to, I usually have the camera there and look at the chat there, but now I have the camera there and look at the chat there. But it's not that bad. I'm thinking about taking everything that I have behind me, all the tools and all that kind of stuff, and put it in the room there. I have like I don't even know what kind of room that would be, like a storage room, but it leads to the door that leads in the garage. So that's like when I want to go feed the animals at night, I can just go for a small walk. I just get out that way. I get out of my bedroom. I don't even come towards the stairs. I just go straight out. I go feed the animals and I come back in. I have my toolbox, my lockers where I store my pews. I had a freezer and it's out of there now. I have my pantry, like the shelf, like the metal shelf with wheels that I purchased last year. Now I notice that it's getting empty. Well, it's still maybe half full from, like, compared to what I have. The food is going down quite fast. but I want to get some more in there. I usually don't like to pickle stuff, but I pickled some zucchini and it was delicious. I want to do that again. I want to do that and be able to give some to some friends. But I really really enjoyed. But I don't have any more zucchinis left. I usually freeze some, shred some, slice some, and freeze them. But I wanted to just try the pickled zucchinis, and it's really really good. So I'm gonna do it again. Mine don't grow that fast. Yeah, it might be because you have a short growing season, but I don't know. If I mean you probably have Lindsay on your Facebook. Just send her a message and ask her, or if I know Jack is on Facebook now, so you can add him and or send him a question if you want to know, um, how to make them grow faster. It might be a thing about uh, specific type of soil or anything like that. It's awesome for fence posts. Really cool. So it's a hardwood, but is it because it doesn't rot as fast? Kind of like cedar. It could make a perfect cold room, but in order to do that, I would need to remove my. I have like a lot of storage stuff in there, and from when I was 16, 17 until I was 27, 28, I was coaching kids. I was a soccer coach. Was certified national level. I was allowed to coach AAA teams, competitive teams. I can take a team of players that's never played soccer before, and if you give me 3 to 4 years, I'll make them a champion team. You know, I I did it with a team that a bunch of girls that's never played soccer. We finished second place at the Acadian Games, and we won the provincial the same year. Um, and it's just to show that I was at a high level, and I received a bunch of medals, trophies, not only as a coach but as a player when I was young and when I was playing on the senior teams. T-shirts from when I would win like a league or a soccer tournament. I would get a free T-shirt, and I have all that stuff in bins stored on a shelf, taking space that I know I'm never gonna use. I'm never gonna look at it. I'm never gonna wear it. So right now I'm wondering. Well, I'm not wondering anymore. I actually took the decision to just get rid of all that stuff. I will take all the T-shirts I have, give it to my cousin's husband. He owns a garage and he does a lot of mechanic work. And it gets greasy and dirty, and he needs some stuff to clean his hands. So I will give it to him so that he can use it that way. So I'm reading a Darren's comment. It makes me laugh. So we'll get rid of all my T-shirts and hoodies that way. Like the stuff I don't wear, either because it's kind of too small for me now, or because I'm just not gonna wear it. I mean, I have T-shirts like this one here now, with my logo, and this is my old logo, the logo number 1. I want to do a shirt like this with logo number 2 and a shirt like this with logo number 3, but it's not going to be for a few more months. Just the way it is. So if you're interested in buying a shirt like this, I find that they look nice. I can wear it to work, where I have to buy to wear dress pants, fancy. Yeah, I could do that, Marilyn, but I have a bunch of hoodies for that as well. But yeah, this is the kind of shirt that you can wear to go to work, or if you go play golf, or if you go in a place where you have to dress nicely. And it has my logo. It has my logo. Temple and Acres, thank you so much for stopping by. Good evening. Good evening. Jane, would that room be called mud room with door to the garage? Yeah, it could be called that. Kind of is, but it's mostly storage. I put storage there. Like I said, I used to have a freezer. Now I changed the freezer with my shelf for my pantry. Right now, it's full of stuff that the kids want to sell. They want to make a yard sale at some point, and we might be going to school. The school is having like a huge event at the end of the year where they'll have a bunch of vendors, and people can make yard sales. You have to pay for a certain amount of tables. I think it's like $20 per table. I don't know. It might be free. I don't know. I say that. I don't even know, honestly. I threw some random numbers. I should ask my girlfriend before I say anything. It might be free. I don't know. But I would love to go there and sell some plants. So that's something I have to do tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, my girlfriend and I are supposed to go shopping for Easter, because Easter is next weekend. Because we don't want to wait the last minute. We have 5 kids, and I have 4 nieces that will be eating some chocolate for Easter. My mom wants to make a meal for Easter. I don't know if she wants to do turkey, or I think she talked about doing ham. So yeah, we'll have a nice meal, and we won't have time to go shopping next weekend. So we want to do that tomorrow. But we're supposed to have a snowstorm. But I think the storm is supposed to start tomorrow afternoon. So if it snows bad tomorrow night, I might just start planting some seeds. I have enough soil for now, potting soil, and I don't know, Darren. Like, you think I have enough seeds for now, or should I buy more? You all know that I'm a seed addict, but it's giving me the opportunity to talk about Darren's new project. On their website, they will be selling seeds. Now, I don't think it's up there yet. I don't know if I was allowed to talk about it, Darren. I don't know if you wanted to talk about it yourself. Sorry if I wasn't supposed to. But anyway, go check Darren's website, thorhavenfarm.com. They have a bunch of cool stuff. Like really, really cool stuff. Okay, I can talk about it. Phew. Yeah. So they will be selling seeds, selling coffee and tea blends. They will be selling a bunch of stuff that Bridget is doing. So, yeah, let's support them and buy some stuff from them. That's awesome. Yeah, it was just a part of my life where I enjoyed coaching. I enjoyed teaching. That's something that I knew what I was doing. My kids love doing sports in general, but yeah, they enjoy soccer. I played senior indoor soccer until COVID started in 2020. We were actually undefeated when we had to stop doing sports. Well, it doesn't matter. And until this year, I was a really, really competitive person. I've always been a competitive person, and I hate losing. Like, I'm a bad loser. But I hate losing, but at the same time, if I lose, I will do everything in my power to find a way to make my team better, so that next time, maybe I'll lose, but I won't lose as bad. Like, I'll be more competitive. But this year I have a team with players that, the kids are not necessarily from athlete family. You know what I mean? There's this one kid that the grandmother was telling me that he's so happy that he can play. They never even thought about him wanting to do a team sport. Um, there's nobody in the family that's really doing sports, and they're just happy that he can get to play and enjoys it. We have another kid that was born prematurely, and I can see from what he like the way that he handles like the ball and things like that is physical, like the motricity, or I don't know if it's even a word, but like I mean the little tiny fingers are not necessarily um, at the level of a normal or regular person. I can throw a ball at a grade 5 kid, which would be 10 years old. It should be able to catch it if I don't like throw it too fast. Some of the kids on my team are struggling with that part, and I know it's not their fault. And all of that is making me be less competitive and appreciate a little bit more the fact that those kids get to play and they love it so much. And you can see the smile on their face. And I don't know. I still feel like I would always do everything in my power to win, but I don't mind losing as much. I mean, I got my 2 kids playing, my niece is playing, and that's 30% of the team because there's 10 players on the team. But they just enjoy it, and I love it that they enjoy playing, even if we lose, because at least we can compete. There's only like one team that we've played against that we couldn't really compete. Unfortunately, that's the team we have to beat to go to the Acadian Games. I'm not saying it's not going to happen because it's not nothing is really impossible. Um, but I don't want to put too much hope on going to the Acadian Games. So I share the right link? Oh, that's not the one I have to share, right? Sorry. See, that's when I'm used to having the screens on the wrong sides. Just give me a second. Yeah, I know, wrong link. I know. But anyway, the team, they're having fun, they're improving, and that's what really matters. Now we're gonna run into some trouble because you're gonna see someone coming up, and I'm not talking about Annie. Annie's there. Hello, Annie. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
There might be a third. There might be a third person coming up.
Okay, I just popped on like for 2 seconds, and I'm like seeing everyone's drunk. So I'm like, what did I miss?
You didn't miss anything. I mean, it's just. And there comes the trouble.
That guy decided to come up. He wasn't supposed to because someone stole his phone, but now here he is. And
Did
you had to steal my phone, and then it went.
So the goal of this live stream was to find ways to save money on food. And I know you guys are very good on that subject as well. Annie, you do a lot of preservation. Darren, you have a bunch of animals, food forests, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But is there anything I didn't cover tonight that you guys might want to be talking about?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't here for the first part of your live, so I would
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you can. Is there any trick other than I talked about how you buy in bulk and preserve. That's
Uh,
been talked about.
yeah, trade services, like trade your time, your knowledge. Well, since you covered bulk item, that's like the key point of what I do. I would say I dedicate part of my garden to experiments. So the first year or first couple of years is not like maybe like like saving, but once I've managed and conquer that crop, well, then that becomes like one more thing I can be like either completely self-sufficient or like semi, because trying something new could give me possibilities. I had all seeds I needed. I did that. I'm so sorry, but
Yeah, but it was for a good cause. It
it's
was
for
for the
good
kids.
It
cause.
is a
So
good cause.
It's the first
my
time I actually see a fundraiser for
me too.
seeds.
So my youngest Cedric is in a very special school. So he is in a language class, and the entire school was doing a fundraiser. 50% of whatever they're buying goes to the school, which is like amazing. And then I'm like, they always like do chocolates, cookies, and like useless stuff. But then I saw seeds. I thought, that's awesome. I have a little one that's next to me.
Is that Amelia or Philip?
Emilia.
Oh,
You know
I
what
do.
Yeah,
I
she
always tell them.
she has that little thing inside of her.
Like her mom, just like her mom.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You know what I tell them? I tell them I'm gonna club them like a baby seal.
Right. She doesn't know what a baby seal is.
Aw.
So, Darren, what do you do to save money on food?
So our big thing for saving money on food is again, it's kind of a long-term plan, which I think a lot of us are kind of oriented towards, where it's not something I do right away, but I'm continuing to build towards making everything we do less expensive. So I continue to invest in canning. So every year we do more and more canning. Our food forest, we continue to increase what we grow in our food forest and invest in fruit trees and nut trees and that sort of thing. So that is always increasing. Again, we had with our cows a 5-year plan to be able to pay that off, to be able to make sure that our meat that we are getting is almost self-sustaining. And that was a 5-year plan. It didn't quite work out with the one cow we had. She didn't get pregnant, so it turned into a 7-year plan. There's going to be a video on that shortly. I think any of my members like you, Rem, saw that latest video. So there could be some news coming soon. So for us, it's not necessarily something where we're quick hacks or quick things to make it like right now you're going to save money. For us, it's kind of over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years, with our cows, over 7 years, where we're not only going to start breaking even and save money, but we're actually going to start making money on what we're doing. So for everyone out there listening, I would say, get started, get going on something. If you're in an apartment building, start growing something on your porch, on your patio, like anything you can do to just get the process started is going to be that much better for you down the long run.
So it's like planting a seed now for.
Yeah, exactly. What's that saying about the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago?
Years, yeah.
The next best time is now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I just remembered there's another way that you can save money, and it's directly to the source. So, seed saving and seed swaps.
it doesn't take much to be able to go out there and shake the tops of some flowers into a basket and start saving those seeds.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. And I wouldn't, you can count it as it's your time that's being spent out there doing this sort of thing. But really, what else would you be doing at that time? Would you be watching some Netflix? Would you be watching a movie? Would you
on your phone, probably?
Again, yeah, exactly. My phone and making rude comments to you guys in the messenger. So for me, it's like we could either go out and start shaking some seeds off the plants and saving those, or we could sit on our butts and watch Netflix. So really it's a little bit of choices there that would make our lives a little bit better.
True. You never know. You can meet like a leprechaun while you save some seeds.
Hey, don't get me started on some,
You
everyone's got a little Irish in them, or do you want a little Irish in you?
Yeah, or like a little fae or a little tiny friend and like have a conversation.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about you two is that you both, just like me, you both started like a few years ago. So Darren, you were talking about like the Highland cows, how it might take you an extra year or two before you actually start making money or saving money out of them. But there's ways that you can start. Maybe not going with the big cows right away. Like, I mean, let's not go crazy, but you can do tiny little things like get chickens, rabbits.
Oh, and even if you went pigs and cows, like I've mentioned before in my videos too, if you're at the point where you want some pork or you want some cow, some beef, there are ways to do it where it will make it cheaper. Basically, if you buy at auction some pigs or a cow in spring and you raise them up until the fall and harvest them then, that is definitely going to save you money versus buying store bought. There's no doubts about it. We can show you the numbers on how to do that. It makes a huge difference. Again, it's the difference between if you have the facilities and if you have the desire and if you have the finances to do that over the long term to make it into an investment, or whether you want to do it short term and continue to save money that way. So, a 5-year, 7-year plan versus every year kind of flip it over. So
there's also the fact that as a newbie, we're like, I want to do it all. I'm going to buy everything. I'm going to do everything. And blah! And then you end up like spending like 3, 4, 5 times what you expected. So I think a good way to save would be to actually have a plan.
Yes. Yeah, I think we can all kind of speak for that. Like,
I can definitely speak for that.
Yeah. Whereas like for us again too, it was like, okay, so we're doing the pigs, let's start with the smallest. We're doing the bees, we're doing the chickens, we're doing the rabbits, we're doing the pigs, we're doing the cows, we're doing the egg chickens, we're doing the meat chickens, we're doing the pigs. So it's like, let's do everything at the same time because we can.
Without losing our minds.
Exactly. You're not only going crazy, but you're not focusing on one thing. Whereas I think all three of us would agree, if you kind of focus on one thing and kind of perfect it, and then move on to the next thing and perfect it, and then move on to the next thing and perfect it, you're going to be that much better off and that much further ahead.
Yeah.
Versus, oh my God, let's do everything we can. We're going all in, everything right now, which is great. And we did that. We're now taking steps backwards to kind of reestablish everything and redo everything the proper way?
I think when we're young, we could probably get away with it, doing it all, because like I see some people, like they wake up, they do like an all-nighter, they undress an animal, they bag an animal, and then like they do that for 3-4 days in a row, and then they have an entire week to rest.
Yeah.
But they don't have kids, they have nothing else, they are retired. Like no one really, well, they do work, but I mean they don't have like a job outside of the homestead. So depending on the circumstances we all have, I think focusing on max 3 things is easier on the mental toll. Like I have laying chickens, I have my entire garden, I do have a small orchard, if you can call that an orchard. It's mainly bushberries. And I have my meat birds. But then I sourced out beef and I sourced out pork. So it is cheaper per pound for the regular meat at the grocery store. That is for sure. It is about the same price as organic. But I know who raised it.
Yep.
So yes, it's like if I'm buying the equivalent of organic at the grocery store. So I could just go at the store and just like buy organic, but I wouldn't have the different cuts. Like I would just have like regular cuts and stuff that is not necessarily like common.
Yeah.
And by sourcing out, you're creating bonds that you never thought you'd need. So the pork friendship I've built is like we go back and forth a couple of times during the year, and like when he brain dumps ideas on me, or he calls me, he's like, Annie, I'm brain fried, like I have an idea and I need help, and I just give him suggestions like, oh my god, I didn't think of that. And that is priceless. Those bonds that you create through either meat or wheat or whatever you want to source out actually gives you a lot over the years.
Yeah, and if you just look at it as meat, that's one thing. Like again, you're saying like, okay, so if you compare meat to meat, you know, it might be better off buying from the store. If you compare the knowledge of what you're getting in your meat, that adds a little bit more.
It does add up.
And for us, where we harvest and butcher everything right here on the farm, now we're getting the bones. Now we're
I do ask for the bones. I ask for the bones.
We don't ask for that. We don't have to, because we do everything.
Well, it's not only
we don't send our pigs or cows out. It's shot right there and it's brought into the house. So it doesn't go to the butcher. So we don't have to ask for anything.
True.
So we get the bones, we get the fat, we get the hide. So for our pigs, now we can take all the fat from the pigs and use it for our soap. We can take all the skin from the pigs.
I like the
and turn it into dog treats. We can take our hide from the cows, and that gets turned into a rug that we can sell. We take the bones, we can sell the bones. We can take the skull.
You can sell the bones?
We can sell the bones from our cows for people who want to make like the hairpins for brooches, all that kind of stuff.
You know, like Mel in The Simpsons?
All that kind of stuff that
I didn't know that
we can take from our animals is huge.
But okay.
So not only do we save on the abattoir, we save on the butchering, we also get the benefit of keeping everything ourselves.
He's still there in the stairs.
Yeah, that's another one. That's Philip.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And like something you don't really talk about, but like Annie, you say you buy the meat, but it always depends on, like you were talking about the cuts. If you get the meat, I did the math when I purchased the pig myself. Like I purchased a full pig, and I know I got a decent price. Even bringing it to butcher, paying for the butcher, putting it in my freezer, like from gutting and skinning and all that stuff, it came down to like $175, like $1.75 a pound. You might think that, okay, I can get it on sale, nice pork chops for that price. But yeah, I got the bacon. The bacon is like way more expensive than that. I got roast. I got, pork chops, pig steaks, everything that came with the pig. It's not just like the cheapest cuts you get. You get the whole thing for that price.
Yeah. What I like about small operations like I use, the butcher calls me and he says, what do you want? Like, do you want the head? Do you want the bones? Do you want the lard? What do you want? Like, and he prepares it exactly how I want it. So the only thing I didn't take was the organs, the head, and I have asked him for a certain amount of kilos of bones because I can't, at the time I didn't have enough freezer space to fit everything. And when I came back home with the pork, it was like tic-tac-toe, and I sat on both of my freezers to make sure that they closed. So this year, I think per pound was the most I got, and I think it was close to $2 a pound because I got the bones. I got he actually rendered the lard for me. I didn't ask him. I asked him for the fat.
Nice.
But he did. Well, I did pay for it, but I don't have to do it.
Right.
But like he was doing multiple batch of lard, and like he just bags it and puts it in 1 pound value. So
that's the one thing is like with how much we all have to do on our farms, on our homestead.
Yeah, that's why I get it done because I can't do it.
Sometimes we're like, yeah, actually, it's nice if we can pay for you to render the lard, or if you're going to tan the hide for us, or if you're going to process the skull for us. That's kind of like, that makes a big difference versus, what our other time is spent doing.
Yeah.
So
sourcing out is okay. Yes, it is costing you money, but it's giving you precious time to focus on more important things.
Oh, exactly.
I take your phone and you go live.
Oh, no. It's okay, Brigitte. Come say hi.
He sneaked on me.
Hi, Bridget.
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a while. Kind of miss you.
She's a busy bee.
Hello.
Yeah, we haven't. Like, I don't remember seeing you since we went over at your place last year.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
We did a live a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, do you don't watch our lives? Fine. Be that way, Remy.
I remember there was this one time she was there, I remember. But
This one time at band camp?
I was going to say that.
But you weren't there, Darren. You weren't there.
Oh.
I was trying to hold it in, but you had to say it.
This one time.
Well, there's things Bridget does and there's things I do that, like, yeah,
Why did you steal his phone?
We're gonna keep your life PG, okay?
Okay, PG-13. Oh.
Why did she steal my phone?
But it was Grinch. She was the Grinch.
Remy
It was Grinchy.
Remy was talking about politics. So that
No,
was like,
you were talking about politics, and I said I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly.
And he was getting a little bit too salty after that.
Yeah.
Oh.
In a PG way. In a non-PG way.
So non-PG-13 way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I took his phone and I had to go drive to drop the boys' stuff at their dad. And
Oh, so you guys are.
I come back and he's on alive. That's how much power I have.
So you guys are kidless.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Arr. Okay.
Looks like Darren's gone.
All right.
Looks like Darren's leaving. Bye, Darren.
Well, she's gonna take a shower. That means I only have a few minutes left here.
No. I'm gonna take a long shower. Really,
Oh.
really long shot. Bonne soirée.
Bonne soirée.
À plus.
Bye.
You can take your time.
Maybe you'll have to take a cold shower.
No.
Yeah. So I kind of went through the buying in bulk and preserving, but I didn't go too much in detail. So you're still free to go ahead and talk about that, Henny, if you want.
Well, buying in bulk, you can actually do it the wrong way. So when I started, like, there's the homesteader way and there's the prepper way. And the preppers during the pandemic kind of like created something like, it's kind of like fear over food. So when you're preserving and buying in bulk, you have to buy stuff that you eat and you really enjoy eating. Like if you buy like green beans and you don't like green beans, you're wasting your money and you're wasting precious space.
Mm-hmm.
I said that so many times where, I've gone into that fear before when I was younger, and I purchased all those freeze-dried foods and preserved foods in the buckets and that sort of stuff. Well, if you don't eat those, then how do you get your money back unless there's an emergency? You have to be able to rotate that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you don't normally eat that stuff, then it's very hard to rotate it. So
it has to fit your lifestyle. So if you're someone that's always camping, always hunting, always doing on the road, if you're like trekking, whatever, I think if you go in the direction of dehydrated or freeze-dried food, you're in the right path.
Correct.
But if you're a single mom of 2 and you work 3 jobs, you need rice, you need flour, you need sugar, you need yeast. You need basics. I don't think dehydrated or freeze-dried good would give you enough, like your money's worth. No. I would prefer to bag rice and flour over freeze-dried fruit. I would buy frozen fruit instead of freeze-dried fruit. So I don't know if everywhere is like that. Now they call it the ugly fruit. They sell 1.1 kilos of ugly fruit. They're like different size. Some of them have blemishes on it, but they're frozen. So they're actually higher.
That's like us buying the deer carrots in the fall.
Yeah, same thing. So I actually put my like, I have to sit down. What do I eat on a regular basic, weekly, monthly, yearly, that the rotation goes. So, and then I make a list.
Sure you actually are able to rotate those foods.
Yeah.
And you get your money back from them. Versus what I did before when I was younger is buy those freeze-dried foods where I don't actually eat them. I don't rotate them. They're just saved up for a rainy day. And then the rainy day never comes. What do I do with the food now that it's going to expire? It's like, hey, guess what, guys? We're going to go camping and you're going to eat some stuff.
Pick and choose.
Yeah, exactly.
So at the conference, whoever comes at your house, is like, I'm feeding you freeze-dried fish.
We're having powdered beef stroganoff.
I'm sure they taste good.
We'll see.
It could be worse, I guess.
Yeah. So bulk item, I try not to fall into those traps, and I try to inspire from others.
And it's interesting you mentioned that too, because if you look at some items and you actually compare the prices, sometimes the smaller version is actually less expensive than buying in bulk. Yeah. And that's crazy to me. The bulk should be less expensive overall per unit.
It depends, because sometimes bulk flour, organic flour, I buy, is it 20 kilo or 25 kilo? Anyways, so what I do is I have the organic brand, the 3 pound, and I have the organic 20 kilo. And I check per gram and I calculate what is more affordable at the moment. I'm in the store right now. What's more affordable? If the 3-pound is on sale and it comes cheaper per 100 grams, I'm not going to go buy the big bag. I'm going to take the smaller. So there's a bit of math involved. So in Quebec, we have every 3 months the family, how do you say allocation familiale in English? Family
allowance.
Family allowance every 3 months. And since I'm a big family, I allocate a certain amount per 3 months for my bulk buying.
Okay.
And before shopping, I take out like Maxi, Super C, IGA, Costco. I check all that has bulk items and I compare the price. So I have a bit of study to do to make bulk items purchase for even more affordable. So I'm pushing even further that dollar. It is a bit time consuming, but if at the end of the year you save $100, well, it is $100 that you can invest in something else.
And Marilyn, I just want to say that's blasphemy. Powdered poutine is just blasphemy. Don't.
Poutine? Oh, well,
that must be weird.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Powdered poutine, is it dehydrated mashed potatoes?
No.
No, I'm not blaspheming. I'm not saying.
No, it's just blasphemy.
So, it's actual fries that is freeze dry. So
I have no idea. I think she just made it up.
It probably does exist.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so potatoes can be freeze dried.
No, stop. Stop right now.
Yeah, stop. I'm gonna do it.
You're not allowed to continue. No, we're gonna take your phone.
It's right
I'm
here.
I'm gonna mute you.
It's
exactly. Yeah.
It's broken. Do you want it?
Another way to save money on food, I don't know if you guys do this, and I know it might be a little bit more tricky because it's more long term, but sometimes I've seen it be it's worth it like the first time you actually buy it, is if you look to create a food forest, you can buy your bushes or your trees at the end of the season at the nursery.
Yeah, I do
which
that.
is still like in June, like Walmart, Canadian Tire. You can get the tree 50% off, 70% off. And I always take the example of the blueberries because that's the one I saw it for the first time. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You pay, I don't know, it's probably like worth $15 on regular price. And then you get it on sale and it's like $6.99 or $5.99. And on that one blueberry bush, you already have more than $8 worth of blueberries that you would buy at the grocery store. And then you plant it. If it dies, you didn't lose any money because you were still able to harvest the blueberries that were on it.
Yes,
but if it survives, you get more blueberries the next year.
So we have done multiple different things. We have bought, online sticks where we're like, yeah, we're going to buy the sticks and plant those sticks out there because they say, the sticks are healthier, they're going to grow better and that sort of thing. So we've done that. We've also purchased stuff at Canadian Tire and other places where it's like, hey, this is on sale or it's not on sale, but hey, it looks like a good deal. We're going to buy this tree. We're going to buy this shrub. We're going to plant it. Okay, good, go. And we've bought stuff at the nursery and planted that. For the most part, we will continue to and almost always support our local nursery and purchase from our local nursery, because what we found is when we buy the little sticks, they don't do really well unless we really protect them. We really look after them. We really make sure they have like the ultimate little habitat and the ultimate protection to really grow up to be what they need to be. When we buy from Canadian Tire on sale, sure, we might get, a few blueberries or a couple apples, and then the tree is dead. We need to replace it the next year. We buy at our local nursery. I took you there, Remy, to meet Joanne, and she is amazing. So she provides us with information of what will work in our zone, what won't work in our zone, what is good for planting right now, what we need to plant later. Like, just an unbelievable wealth of information. So for all of you, I would highly recommend, if you can tap into your local nursery and get to know your local person, they will provide you with unlimited resources. And so whenever we buy anything from Joanne, she tells us exactly what we need to do, when we need to plant it, how we need to plant it, where we need to plant it. And that bush, tree, shrub does amazing. Anything else we've done, whether it be buying something online, trying to start a seed, buying it really cheap from Canadian Tire, is like nothing actually compares to going into your local nursery and talking to the person and getting to know the person there.
The way I see it,
that will save you more money than buying any sale items.
Yeah, I agree, but the way I see it is, it might cost you more to go to the local nursery, but like you said, you'll get more knowledge. They will actually help you with information that you need.
If you find the right person to give you that information, to actually tell you what you need for your zone, your location, your soil type, your environment. Yeah.
So it might cost you more upfront cost, but in 5 years, you will have a much better yield than what you would get with anything else.
Oh, I'd say in 2-3 years, you'll be better off than you were buying online or buying from Canadian Tire.
And even if you pay, I've seen apple trees go up to $100 in a tree.
Yep.
And you look at it and it's like, okay, it's pretty expensive. But then again, that tree will provide you with about 50 pounds of apples minimum per year.
Yes and no. So we've bought apple trees from Joanne. She's provided us with apple trees. Usually we're looking at 100 to 120 for an apple tree of a good size and that sort of stuff. We plant it, and immediately both her and our good friend who has an orchard says, take those apples off right away. Take the seeds off right away. Because what you want to do is get that tree, instead of producing fruit for you right now and next year, to produce more roots and establish a better root system and a better tree than providing you fruit right now. So again, it's that, do you want the payoff right now, or do you want the payoff to be even bigger in the next few years?
Yeah, but you still get to the same point where you paid, let's say, $100 for your apple tree. And even if you have to wait 5 years before you start harvesting apples,
yeah,
the
but
apples
if you
are now like
harvest the first year, your roots will be very fragile, and then you're going to experience your first frost, and that means your trees might not survive the winter. And in zone 4, 3, apple trees are so sensitive. So it's like, that's why it's like super important to let those roots establish like deep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hi, Michael.
Well,
but you still end up saving on the long run. Like, even if you wait 5 years to harvest your first apple, from year 5 to 10, you made your money worth.
From year 0 to 5, what you can do is buy second quality apples, like I do. So I go to an orchard, and every year I call her and I say, okay, so what's your second quality this year? And she says, okay, this year is Honeycrisp, this year is Macintosh, this year is Empire. And I go and I buy 2 to 3 20-kilo bags. I do a 1.5 hour trip to go pick it up. And then I buy 1 20-kilo bag of first quality Honeycrisp. So I leave there with 4 bags of apple.
Just the apples themselves.
Yeah, but they're called
Right.
second quality. They're not deer. They're not for
Right,
deer.
but
They're second quality. So that means they have
they're
like,
not good enough to sell in a grocery store.
correct.
So
So that means they
yeah,
don't pass the grocery store
right,
standards.
yeah,
But they're
They're
still
still as
good.
good. They still
They're
have the
still
same
as,
taste.
yeah, it's just the thing
they're
is that
still perfect.
it's one apple will rot the basket. So since they have a blemish on it, you have to open the 20-kilo bag right away on the
Yeah,
table, and you have to assess the damage and process those first. And
right.
then the ones that are like just like little nicks and knacks there, I put them in the fridge for fresh eating. But I still get them for like dirt cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
wonder.
things like that, like you said, like buying those apples, buying the deer carrots, buying that kind of stuff. Oh man, the savings in that is astronomical. Like
Yeah.
I'd even suggest that over almost growing your own
Well,
because
if you know the farmers like around
yeah,
your house, I bought last year for the first time zucchini, second quality. And when I looked at the lady, I'm like, this is called second quality. It looks like it came out of my garden. It's just it's not flat. Like it has like that
yeah,
little, that little, I don't know how you would call it, like oval shape. And he's like, I can't sell that to a grocery store. They're gonna refuse it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it.
no,
So
exactly.
so it was 20 pounds of summer squash for $8. I bought 3 boxes and I did all of my zucchini salsa with that. And then I saw another ad and she was selling 20 pounds for $8 of second quality tomatoes. That was the big ones, the slicers, and $10 for 25 pounds Roma second quality. The thing
Wow.
is that is tricky. Like you can't just go buy that box and like think you have the weekend to process it. Like
Right.
if you buy 300 pounds of tomatoes of second quality, like it has to get done now.
Yeah, guess what?
Like
And like
you have to,
Doing for the next 24 hours.
yeah, you're canning, preserving, and that's what when that happened to me, I lost maybe like 5-ish pounds because like there's so much you can do in one day.
Yeah.
So like I was like trying to remove everything that had blemishes and try to press that, but then my entire kitchen table was like full of tomatoes, but I saved money in the end. So
Just
it
to
was,
come back on the apples, we were talking
yes.
about apples.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked around neighbors, friends, even like fields where nobody goes, if there's any apple trees there that you can actually go and harvest the apples from? The reason I'm
Yes.
asking is because I have so many wild apples here
I don't have
around me.
actually no. I
boss
have one
actually
in my
brought
town.
us a bunch, and then my Bridget's aunt brought us like I want to say 5 bags of apples last year,
That's cool.
and that's what we turned into applesauce and stuff for the boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I have one apple tree in my town. I pass in front of it all the time, and I'm like, I'm tempted. Like I want to harvest from it, but it's like on the main road. So I'm like, if I'm there with my bag, people
Yeah.
look at me weird.
There's
But-
nothing wrong with that. Just
No, I
have
know
the
that.
owner.
it's not regular eating. So again, if we look at kind of like nose to tail, like say you start harvesting those, it's not only what you can eat right now, but it's like what you can harvest for cider, what you can harvest for applesauce, what you can harvest for making apple cider vinegar. If you take the skins off, you dry those skins and use those for smoking. So like there's just such a huge amount of opportunity there that you can just take advantage of.
I had a wonderful invitation last year, and it was renewed again. So one of my good childhood friend messaged me. He's like, I have an orchard. I have 15 trees. I don't have time to pick them. You come with your family. You pick. You leave. So I'm like, really? Like I can just go pick in whatever. He's like, no, I'll do better than that. Let's spend the entire day together picking the apples. We're gonna process the apple. We're gonna do applesauce, apple apple pies. We're gonna freeze them, and you can leave with half, and I'll keep the other half.
Wow.
And then we arrived there. It was 11 in the morning, and we left there. It was like close to midnight, and we had I was so tired though, but we had so much fun. And then lately, he's like, you're coming this year, right? Again? So, because I gave him like tricks on. There's like netting you can put on your apple trees. You know, it kind of looks like a condom. I don't know if I can say that word. It's like you put that on your tree after the first, when you see the blooms and when you see that the flower form the fruit, that little like bud, when that is done, you can put those around your trees. Therefore, they're not going to be.
So it's a little bigger than an extra large then.
Yeah, slightly. But his trees are dwarf, so they're like maybe 10 feet tall. But so it would extra large should fit.
2XL maybe.
That's like 40 times what you used to use, Darren.
You might have to 10x it, just a little.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And that's right there is like around here. I don't know what it is in your area, but here in New Brunswick, we have people posting on Facebook saying, "Hey, we have a bunch of wild apples here. Nobody picked them up. If you want to come, just let me know. I'll go show you where it is, and you can go and harvest."
That's crazy.
There was a couple in my village, but they were selling it. So it was like, it's $6 a bag. So she would prepare, I think it was a couple of pounds, put it in the grocery bag.
Okay.
And she put like a box for the money on the table, and you'd self-serve. It was $6 a box.
Wow.
It was for pairs. But like,
still cheaper than the store.
No.
No,
It was,
well, maybe not at that point, but
the Ontario pears, when they go on special, is it Ontario pear? Anyways, there's like, it's either Ontario or something like that. They have pears, and when they go on special, it was actually cheaper.
Oh, wow.
So I did not buy her pears. But I have to take my courage. There is one person that has a pear tree like right off the main road, and every year I pass in front of the house, I'm like, I have to go ring. He never eats his freaking pears, and they're barley pears. They're like my favorite. I was like, my husband's like, just go. I'm like, can you imagine if I go and I ring the doorbell? It's like this weird person, and he's like, yes, you can.
Here's the thing. The worst they're gonna say is no.
No, or
yeah, and you're gonna be at the same point you are now.
Yeah.
Well, you never know if you don't ask.
Exactly.
True. Yeah, but I'm a woman. I don't like going at like a man's door and go, hello.
Fred,
hey, how's it going? No. You know what? Being a woman and going to a man's door, you'll be at an advantage.
Yes, I have to place my
your secretary glasses.
How you doing? Here's what we want. And they'll be like, yeah, good to go.
Take the car, take the keys, go ahead. Get what you need.
As ridiculous as it may sound, I have never used these to get me into anywhere or out of any trouble, so I can't start now.
Even I tried.
Me too. Well, doesn't work. Like, nope. What the hell? I'm like, come on. Like,
no, well, growing up, I was like a tomboy. Like hardcore tomboy. The first time I wore a dress was to my prom. I was 17. I made my dad cry. I was in a dress for the first time in like probably like almost 10 years. He's like, that's not my daughter. I wanted to go in a tux at my grad. Is that graduation? Is that how you call it? High school graduation?
Yeah.
Your prom. So I wanted to go in a tux at prom. My dad said no. He's like, you're going in a dress. I'm like, fine. So I didn't really use them at all, even though when I was an adult. Maybe I should start.
Definitely start.
Oh yeah, the lip gloss. Take out the lips.
Do you guys know of any places around you I mean, we've talked about apples, but here in New Brunswick, I can go within 25-minute range. I can go harvest wild strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, wintergreens, so many different fruits, chokecherries that I wouldn't even know where to put them. Do you guys have anything
I don't
like
have
that?
that. No, I don't have that here. I'm at agriculture village, so there's no really forest here.
So for us here, there's for example, we can go out harvest blueberries till our hearts like.
Yeah, I saw that last year. You need that. You need that little shovel.
We do have that,
Oh, you have
and even
that?
still, we can't collect as much as what's on our property.
Question.
So,
is that the little tiny blueberry plant?
yeah.
Can I ask you a favor?
You can have as much as you want to come collect, because I'm not doing it for you.
No, plants to dig out.
Yeah.
Can you bring some at the conference?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll message you because I don't know how drunk you are.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
So, yeah.
How many fingers?
More than one.
I was eating chips. I didn't hear the question you asked. What do you want him to do? Bring you?
So he has those little tiny the wild blueberries.
Oh, nice.
And those are hardier. They're easier to establish. And he says he has like so much, they coming out of everywhere. So yeah. I'm asking him if he can bring a couple of plants.
I need to go in the forest here and grab some as well.
Yeah, you guys all need to come visit and just like, we'll spend like an entire weekend doing stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, everyone's mind just went right to the gutter on that one. Oh man.
Oh, my mind just went straight to the hot tub.
Oh, hello.
Oh, so the first thing you thought was the hot tub. Okay.
No. Wow,
sorry,
okay.
I interrupted you, and now we sidetracked. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to behave, and Marilyn, you're my witness. I'm trying to behave. Bridget already took my phone, and I'm like, I'm trying to be good, and these two are just like. Pfft. So, what I was trying to say before both of those two interrupted.
Okay, not looking.
We do have the blueberries that we go nuts on. So we go out and we harvest those as much as we can, and it's pretty phenomenal what we can collect on those. The other thing is potatoes. So what we realized is we started growing potatoes here, and they grow well, but the amount of effort and work that we put into them, we're better off just going to our local neighbors, because everyone around here grows potatoes. So we can actually go out to the field and collect them after they're done collecting them.
And so you pick up whatever's left behind?
We can pick up whatever's left behind.
Awesome.
And just go nuts. So those are two things that we can really focus on and take advantage of.
Potatoes are very important vegetable.
They are, yeah. And then the other thing is the carrots, where the amount of work and effort it goes into growing carrots.
It is.
There's so much work, and even just like if you haven't planted them properly, going in and harvesting, thinning them out.
Right. I did find a trick for that.
So you do that. And then keeping the entire bed weeded and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For us to go to the gas station or the grocery store and buy deer carrots.
Yeah, $8 a bag.
Next to nothing for the amount of work that we've put into it versus buying like that kind of stuff, to me is like a huge amount of time and money saver.
Question, Darren. Do you have the...
No, the hot tub is not running right now.
No. I'm actually... No, it is a question. Very serious. I promise. I swear.
Okay.
Do you have the mini soil blocker?
No, we do want to do that.
Okay, so last year I've done an experiment. I bought seeds of carrots that was pelleted.
You know what? I have not had good luck with pelleted seeds.
So I tried that.
Yeah.
The bolero came pelleted from, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you know what I mean. So bolero is either untreated or pelleted, and I put one little seed per seed block, per little mini 3/4 seed block. They sprouted, and okay, so it is a bit more work up front, but then
for the pelleted,
and
or for the soil blockers.
For sowing, like you're sowing like little seeds per little or little pelleted seeds.
Okay.
So you have 240 little seedlings of carrots per 10 by 20 trays. And then you just trench. You make 2 trench or 3, whatever, on your rows. And then this is like the time consuming part. Like you space out every, I think it's 4 inches for storage carrots, or every 2 inch if it's summer carrots. So your
4
storage
inches is easy for me to measure.
No comments. So if you if you want to take it out and measure 4 inch every single time and get it dirty, that's your choice. But anyways, so you can space it out every 4 inch, and then there's no thinning to do.
Wipe it off every few minutes.
Now you're the one misbehaving. No, I'm serious. It helps.
That time it was me. Yes.
Yeah, that was you. So I tried the experience and it worked very well. So if you want like, I think it's like 500. You want to take that back? So I think my storage carrots this year, I'm going to try that. I would have to take out, I think it's 4 inch or 6 inch for like the big fat ones.
Okay.
In like you just trench it. The only thing you need to do.
I would have to jump in and out of the cold pool.
Yes, definitely. Talking about carrots here. Come on, behave.
Yeah, him too.
Well, I don't think she's gonna crunch his carrot.
Hi, Marty.
Hello.
So Marianne wants to take her Darren being good back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say I am talking about real carrots. I'm not talking about a man carrot, okay? You don't need to take it out, measure it, and get it dirty and wash it in hard cold. I'm talking about carrots.
I'm talking about measuring the rows, not the carrots. Well, you can measure the carrots too, but like, you know.
Like I wonder if you guys actually like garden naked, like go crazy.
Every so often we do.
No comments.
I do.
Hope you don't have neighbors with binoculars.
Except for squash and pumpkins, because they have those little spiky stuff and the cucumbers, and then you bend down and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, that better poke me.
Be careful of the bush plants.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, not the bush, the rose bushes.
Exactly. I don't prune the rose bushes. I stay away from the rose bushes. I'm like, yeah.
Okay, I got sidetracked again. But I was being serious about the carrots. It's a trick I wanted to try this year because it is so time consuming to grow carrots here.
Yes, it is.
And there's tools that you can weed standing up in the, what is it called in English? I think it's a hoe. No, it's a... That's how it's called. HOE. Okay, I'm sorry. That's how it's called. Garden hoe. I don't know what it does on its time off, but it's
I've seen a few of those on YouTube. They get so many more views than I do.
Garden hose. No, I'm serious. That's what it's called. Garden hose.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gone. When Darren.
Good to know, Dave. Good to know.
So is it your pink cameo or is it like a lizard? Okay, too much information.
Oh dear. Exactly. You need protection, safe gardening.
Yes. So you need to protect your precious tools.
Protect your assets.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Seriously though, let's try to be serious for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't 2 minutes.
Okay.
As you know, some people can't last 2 minutes. Um, you guys seem to be struggling with carrots, but for me, it's like the easiest thing to grow. I struggle with a lot of other things, but the carrots is like I put the seeds in, and that's all I do.
So,
Well,
I always harvest about 150 pounds of carrots every year.
Yeah, no problem getting it up. The carrot.
They rise easily.
they rise easily. I have carrots. It's just if you thin them, you have more.
And for us, we have no problem growing them either. Again, for us, it takes the time to thin them, and then to weed them in our regular bed where we try and grow them, where we grew our potatoes and other stuff. It's just so much effort and so much work to thin and keep them weeded and that kind of stuff. So again, for us, it's the amount of time that it goes into planting, thinning, weeding, harvesting, the whole thing. It's just it's almost like, you know, we got discouraged this year with the amount of carrots we got, the size of the carrots we got versus what we could do to go in and buy the deer carrots. So, Annie, what's going on there?
I'm searching for something.
Oh,
I'm searching for.
You need to take the safe search off to be able to search for that.
I need to what?
Take the safe search off your Google.
What do you mean safe search? I don't need to. Or the childproof?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think I'm old enough. I hope so. I'm old enough. on paper, it says I'm old enough.
How old are you? I'm old enough. Old enough for what?
Do you know how old? So this week, I went to the pharmacy this week, and a man's like, what are you talking about? You're only like 26, 27 years old. Your top's 32. I'm like, oh my God, you're so sweet. You're so sweet, so sweet. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm 41. I'm going to be 41 in a couple of weeks. He's like, no. I'm like, I'm serious. He's like, you look so young. I'm like, okay, so if I look so young, my husband looks like a, how do you say Vieux Christ in English?
Old.
Like because like we're 12 years apart. So if I look 24, 29 years old and he's like 53. Huh?
He looks like a pedophile, you mean?
Yeah, almost.
Hopefully he's not watching.
No, he's sleeping. He was up this morning at 2. He went to Quebec City. He was near your place.
Oh!
I don't know exactly in Quebec. He was in... Oh, I forgot the name.
Quebec.
No. He was at one of his clients. It's an expedition. It's an expedition company. Okay, I'm trying to be serious now. It's So it's a truck expedition company. I forgot the name. Anyways,
no idea.
There's so much. He's at least once a month in Quebec City. So he drives in, drives out. So he leaves here around 3:30, and he's back around 3.
Okay.
And he's like at 5. Because he drives 3 hours and a half to go, 3.5, like 6 hours of drive to like 2-3 hours of work. And then he stops for like whatever he needs to.
What?
Yeah. And
I do that like all the time.
We have a visitor.
Who's here?
Ah!
Hi, Angie.
Hello.
Hey
I
there.
couldn't sit back and just listen anymore.
I
Oh,
know. You were
no.
like, I need to be in on all these dirty jokes.
No, I come to rescue. No, I'm just kidding. I could barely keep my eyes open right now.
Uh-oh.
I have a glare. Hold on. My trailer is a mess right now. There.
See, this is what I was talking about earlier. The garden hoe. You laugh so much.
And she comes on, and you're like, "This is what I was talking about, a garden hoe."
Yeah. So
Here's a prime example.
yes, that so you have a pole and you can dance during the night and you can hoe during
Oh
the day.
my. This is what I've been doing tonight. You guys got me on to organizing all my
Wow.
seeds.
Did you
That's
just
nice.
get that
Sale
job?
for I have to look, but I think it was like 20 something.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I got 200 of these because I have so many seeds in plastic bags. So I got like
Nice.
200 of those.
So how many plastic containers did you get?
Just the one case, but Mike's
Oh,
like,
so
you
you
need
have
more. You just
plenty
need
more.
you need more, don't you? You need another one. And I'm like,
Oh.
I sure do.
You're still way behind us. We can still help you for a few years.
But I haven't been saving a lot of seeds because I just had my first big garden last year.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was called crazy for having 2 baskets, and he was like, "Oh my God, you don't need all those
You're crazy.
seeds. What do you're a seed collector. You're a seed addict. You have a problem. I don't understand you." And he has 4 now.
Seeds in the basket.
And if you saw the amount of seeds I have right there, not in my containers.
Yeah, I have like seeds everywhere in the house. So during like the cold period, I can find seeds in my pockets, in the bathroom, in the office, in the kitchen. I actually find some sometimes in mason jars. Like, what is that doing here? So I probably saw a mason jar. I didn't know what to do with the seeds I collected. Just put that in there, and then it's like, what did I save?
I usually do only try to do that with seeds where they're like undeniable, but I've come across a few that I'm like, what? I have no idea what this
Surprise!
is. Right?
So it's like the seeds you sent me. Be surprised.
Which
You
ones?
should see Bridget's purse. It's like, because every so often she borrows my credit card, and I go in there to find the credit card, and it's like between the cow hair. So there's Highland cow hair in there, and there's seeds, and there's chicken poop and eggs and baler twine.
Eggs? There's eggs in her purse?
Yeah, every so often I'll find an egg in her purse. It's like, I'm just like, you never know what you're gonna find in there. It's crazy.
What's that phrase that Forrest Gump used to say? Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Angie, you look so tired.
I am. I think I'm done with lights because I'm not really tired, but
Screw
my
that
eyes.
light. Who needs light anyway?
Well, I've been having trouble seeing lately, and I just went to an eye doctor not too long ago, like within the last year.
Have you felt the need to drink any blood lately?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering why you have trouble seeing in the light.
Because if you think of it, I work all day on a computer, light. Then I am done work, and I usually come on to, my laptop to do something with YouTube or social media or something.
Right.
Then I'm either editing or answering questions or comments or whatever. Then I'm chatting all day with a group of people on Facebook chat. I wonder who that is. What?
You are chatting?
Yes. And then like if I want to watch TV or something with Mike, you know what I mean? So it's like all this light, and then
it's like
they just feel very, very tired.
Not the light. Bring me the darkness.
And right now I can't find. I was gonna.
Don't do it, Angie.
What?
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't
go to
join the
the.
dark side.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
I have cookies too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm coming there then.
Did you ever see that meme for homesteaders? Like the this is how I'm gonna get kidnapped, and then like you see a truck and it says free seeds and coffee.
Free sourdough and seeds.
No, well, free seeds and coffee, or for you beer and
We got beer and
beer and bacon.
whiskey,
I don't know where they are.
beer and rum.
Beer and bacon.
Beer and bacon. Oh,
Have you
what a
ever
great
cooked beer? Well, bacon and beer.
I've cooked.
No, I don't want to waste beer.
things in
No, it is
chicken
good.
beer,
found
and,
them.
like I like cooking canned green beans and
Mhm.
bacon
Oh yeah.
and beer and onions. Because like canned green beans, as soon as you can green beans for the first time, you're like, yeah.
Northumberland.
I actually
Everyone-
enjoy it.
What?
I actually enjoy it.
It's
I
so
eat
funny
it.
because I sent Bridget a thing last night, and it was just.
Oh, Remy, you got.
I don't think I sent it to you guys in the private chat, but it
I
was
didn't
like,
see it.
what? Everyone's putting their glasses on, and
I
like,
don't have mine. Where am I?
Somebody love the
So
Lamb
it was
Homestead
like-
said
the guy's like,
if I or asked if I wear glasses.
so the
Computer
entire thing of the entire video was like, the guy was like, I've seen these things about more gagging, less nagging.
Wait, what?
And so all of a sudden, the lady goes, "Bleh." And he's like, no, not like that. And she's like, "Bleh." And he's like, no, stop. And she's like, "Bleh." And he's like, no. So,
My fragile heart.
Trying to make it clear.
so anyway, I forget where I was going now. I kind of lost track on that.
Try
Where
blue
was I
light
going?
filter. So
Yeah,
I
I
was
have-
saying green
Oh, my
bean and
phone,
bacon.
I do.
Oh yeah. So when you first start
I
canning,
thought I did.
it's kind of like when you start tasting canned green beans versus frozen green beans, it's kind of like bleh. But once you start to incorporate those canned green beans or canned whatever into another recipe, then it's like, oh yeah, okay, great. So for example, we take our canned green beans and we immediately throw some butter and bacon and onions into the pan, and then we do the green beans. When we do our canned carrots, we throw some butter and then maple syrup, and we do the carrots. So it all depends on what you do with those after you can them. That like just kind of spices up the.
To finish what we said earlier,
About
save
the
money. Yeah, bleh,
which I might have to go soon because I think Bridget's out of the shower.
Ooh, having fun.
Oh,
So when you can preserve or buy bulk, always make sure that you're preserving stuff that you will eat.
Yes.
So if
So
you don't
true.
like green beans pressure can, well then don't pressure
Yeah.
can them. I actually enjoy them like cold, like that. Like I do like a cold salad with green beans, beets, corn, all of those that I pressure can, cucumbers, tomatoes, and then I could mix in like a bit like a feta cheese or what's that little pearly chicken? Not chicken. Bocconcini. Is that how you call it? That little pearl cheese, or even chicken. Leftover chicken. I mix all of that. You can mix in pasta if you want also. And the way that I reheat my green beans is I just dump everything in a pan and I put it on the low setting for it to be served like slightly warmed up. Like if you boil it, it's all going to be mush. It just needs to be warmed
Yeah,
up.
you don't want to boil or
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
But my preferred way to eat pressure can bean is with a cold salad.
Have you had green bean casserole?
I have not.
We'll have to do that.
It is so good. It's funny because it's on some like you can get boxes of those dried onions.
Yeah.
It's on the recipe's on the box, and I think it's on a can of soup too. Mike introduced it to me. I'd never eaten it before. and Mike introduced it. It's so good and so easy.
The Campbell version?
I think so. It's really, really good, and it's so easy.
So it's a can of condensed cream of chicken. Sorry. Condensed cream of mushroom or
cream of chicken, yeah.
Or celery, milk, soy sauce, 4 cups of cut green beans in French fried onions? No, French fresh fried onion.
French is the brand, like, you know, like Heinz or Campbell's. They have dried onions. It's really, really good. I mean, it's not the healthiest for you, but it's really good.
I would have to figure out alternative because we don't buy condensed soups.
Yeah,
there's corn in it, and Fred does not digest well.
It's funny because you just kind of got to figure out what you do with your stuff. Like, there's so many options. One of the things we did, I did canned salsa, corn salsa, and it was
I've never
a bit
tried
too
corn.
hot.
Ooh.
So it was a hot corn salsa, and I opened it and I really liked it, but no one else did. Everyone else like, oh, that's too hot and that sort of thing. So then what we did was, so I decided to incorporate it into when we do our chicken, we cook our chicken, but I did some of our canned corn. So we buy corn on the cob and then we pressure can it. And so I'll take the regular corn and pour it into a pan. And then I'll take the salsa that is too hot to eat regularly. So I'll mix it into the corn, and then I'll put either chicken legs or chicken breasts onto the pan with some milk and white wine and cook that. So then the corn is like a little bit spicy, but not really. And it's like so yummy.
So you're dancing.
Did you hear me, Darren? Chicken wing,
no.
Chicken wing. What is it? Hot dog and bologna, chilling with my homies. I think that's it.
I don't know that one.
No? Chicken wing, hot dogs and I don't even eat pork.
You don't eat bacon.
I don't eat pork. It's fun trying to order pizza.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to jump off because I'm still thinking about the and I'm pretty sure Bridget's out of the bathtub right now. So I'm going to catch you guys later.
Have fun.
Good night.
Good night,
guys.
Good night.
Thank you, Darren. I think it's pretty much a good time to leave for me anyway.
Yeah, I just came on to say hello.
So Angie, I looked at all the seeds you sent me. You're so sweet. Yeah, I had so much fun. It's like I looked, I got like your little care package and everything. I like the messages you wrote to me. Where is it? There's one you guessed it, Am I Gardener?
I was like even my seeds tonight when I was going through, most of them are Am I Gardener.
You sent me a tomato seed. Red fig. Like
yes, it was I got it from
Terre Promise.
Yeah, Terre Promise, and it was the free, like, you know how it was the free seed.
Oh, cool. So I have to figure out where to put this one. Like, I still have like 2 more that I need to find space for.
I came across another one that I thought of you and Remy tonight, and even Darren and Bridget. Quebec 5.
I think Annie grew it last year.
Okay.
No, it was no.
It's a short season tomato. It's a 3 to 4 inch tomato, I think. So, but it comes in clusters.
So your Jesuit garlic, do I plant that in the spring or it's going to be in the fall?
You are going to have to tell me because the package is in Francais.
It's in Francais. Okay. So send me a picture and I'll translate.
What does it say? I think usually it's in the fall though, but.
You want me to read it? I can try.
No, send me a picture of it and I'll read it.
I wanted to try to read it. I mean, I have some watching. Yeah, come on.
Man. This, and of course, this one package is the one that's like all blurry. Nope, not doing it. Hold on. Lorsque, la maison des Lésuites de
That's a story.
Oh, that's the story.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know.
Okay, so let me see online if I can.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
1 centimeter deep.
Okay.
It's all faded. 12 centimeters, so a foot apart. Outside, I think, in June. I don't know what all of these are. It has little on the bottom.
Okay.
It's all. This is the one packet that was all faded. I know Bridget and Darren have grown these before. Bridget would be the one to talk to because she sent me the seeds, but it was too late for me to plant them by the time I got to them. So she might know a little bit more, but I think, I don't know. You have to Google it. It has the instructions on that website, Terre Promise.
Actually, I'm on the website and there's no info.
What?
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Okay, so when to sow.
Doesn't say.
Jesuit house.
Yeah. Purple flowers, violet flowers, about 75 bulbs, full sun.
Okay, so I de Jesuit. Is that what it's called? Jesuit. Okay.
It says 2 years. 2 ans.
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay, so.
But why would it be 2 years if it's garlic?
Because it's a perennial. So the first year it's gonna do its flower, and then it's same thing with the other one you sent me, le oignon vivace.
The onions I get, but are those the seeds?
Okay, so there's one you sent me that looks like onion seeds, le oignon vivace.
Mm-hmm.
That takes 2 years.
Yes, I knew that, but these are considered garlic seeds then?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just miniature garlics?
Yeah.
Okay,
You plant those and eventually they'll grow and become a flower and develop roots. Yeah. Those are like the seeds. I have a friend, a colleague of mine, send me some like this. I never got to plant them, but I'm going to have to. And she told me to plant them in the fall. So where did she get them from? I don't know. Maybe Annie's right, though. Not Annie, Marilyn is saying in the chat that normally you would plant them in the spring.
Okay, so as soon as
Remove them from the soil in the fall, let them dry, and plant them back next year.
So
don't you leave the plants? Wouldn't you leave the plants there, or you've removed the little mini bulbs?
From what she's saying, you remove the bulb and replant the bulb.
If you guys have it close to you, take one little seed, right, and stick your nail or just crush it and smell it. It smells
It does smell a lot.
It's like this different smell, like it's garlic. You could tell it's garlic, but it has this I'm even going to take a little nibble.
Wild garlic flower from June to September, much later than the garlic usually grown in gardens. Cattle take graze on wild garlic are said to produce garlic-flavored milk and meat. It is considered a noxious weed since grain harvested from it. No, that's not it. Okay, that's not it.
It's very tasty.
It just talks about the story.
Yeah, Marilyn says you can leave it in the ground, but it's a very, very small plant. So you could probably plant it in the spring, but only harvested
it says 2 to 3 years. So it's like probably
Sorry.
Bubille. Oh, excuse me. Bubille. Okay, I'm going to try that. Bubille. Bubille.
Yeah, that is on. Hi, Habs. That is on top of the name plant, but I didn't know what it meant right there.
Yeah, I think it's like small bulb, kind of like baby bulbs.
They're very, very, very tasty. Like very tasty.
Okay, so let's see in French if they have more instructions.
Yeah, because I will write them down if they do.
Okay. No, there's no instruction in French. L'aide. Okay, patager d'antan. Okay, that's another. En cette période d'année, je consulte les sites. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. They all say like this long story. They don't say when to sow it. À noter, la plantation de bubilles se fait au moins à l'automne en octobre. Si vous semez au printemps, le taux de germination des bubilles diminuera de manière significative, soit aux alentours de 20%. Vous pouvez obtenir cette... Okay, so it's technically in the fall, but if you sow it in the spring, you're going to lose about 20%.
You're going to lose 20% or it's going to fall down to 20%?
Le taux de germination des bubilles diminuera de manière significative, soit aux alentours de 20%. Are we going to be left with 80%?
I think we're going to be left with about 20% if we do it this way.
Si vous semez au printemps, le taux de germination des bubilles diminuera de manière soit aux alentours de 20%. Okay, so if you sow it in the spring, you're going to lose up to 80%.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I understand, yeah. So plant them in the fall.
Why would you? I wonder why you would lose. Maybe
because
I'll just plant
it probably needs same thing as garlic, the stratification period.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do, I can take some and put them outside right now.
Sure.
Stratify it for a little bit.
No,
because it has to.
I think it needs to have roots for it to stratify, and then
could be.
I'm hoping
I would know.
This.
I would know, and my brain is like so mush right now. So
I know. I have the weekend, so I'm happy. And then I should, well, come May, I should have some more time on my hands, so I'll be like able to do a lot more mentally, anyways.
What do you mean, May? You're gonna have more time?
Oh, I have to take work off for my hand.
Is it because you're going for your
surgery? Yeah, they gave me May 1st as a date, and I'm like, that's when I asked everybody. I said, does everybody mind if I make the lasagna ahead of time, freeze it, and we'll still serve it on the 3rd?
Come on, like there's worse things.
Mm-hmm. I know. So I'm like, I even asked the surgeon. I said they called me and they're like, I'm calling for your surgery date. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's May 1st. And I'm like, can we do it later? That was my first, because all I could think of was a couple of things, work and the conference. And then I also have a wreath making class that I booked for a Mother's Day class with my daughter. And she's my bonus daughter. She's my son's fiance, one of my bonus daughters. And so we took this wreath class and you can make with dried flowers, and it's made out of willow and straw flowers. So I'm like, well, I want to grow willow, not this year, but next year. And I love straw flowers. So I want to see what I can do with it. Annie, I think you would be mesmerized with willow.
The whispering willow tree?
No. You know how you can make like wicker, and you see like structures made out of like thin branches.
Oh,
and,
yeah. You can do
there's
baskets.
a place that's like an hour and a half from me that has classes, and they sell it, and they're, you would love it there.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. But so my
car's supposed to be fixed, so I got good news. I got great news. Mm-hmm. So we did our tax, income taxes.
Yeah.
And we're getting back more than what we expected. Usually it's like, so you're like, yes. It's always a stressful time. And Fred's like, Annie, we're getting more this year. So I'm like, great. So I'm going to be able to do at least a repair on my car, and I might be able to squeeze in summer tires. Because like I've been running on winter tires for like, I think 2 years.
Oh, been
And
there.
come to the conference, right?
So at this moment is 90% I'm coming. So there might be another person joining me though.
So, who's the other person?
My daughter.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Well, yes, but it's going to cause conflict. And it was like my weekend away from
It
being.
was alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to, Mom, it's too long. Mom, I want to go here. Mom, I want to go there. It's like I get to see you guys
Once a year.
And it's precious time for me. And we were supposed to see each other in October, but like I was so far down in my darkness, like I didn't want to plan anything. So I don't want to wait another year because like she was giving me tantrum all the time. Like I want to do that. And if I want to stay up late and I'm going to have to wake her up at 6:00 the next morning because,
It's crazy when you think about it, right? Like we've never met before 2 years ago at the conference. And I don't remember having any awkward moment.
No.
We arrived at Angie's place and it was like we knew her all along.
I had the moment in my car when I texted you and I said I was here, like I was there. I never saw you. I knew you were there. I saw you. You were in line. You were like the tallest dude. And I was sitting in my car. I was like, what am I doing? I've never met these people. Like,
well, when you say it out loud, it kind of sounds crazy. I'm going to meet a bunch of strangers on the internet, right? It does sound crazy.
Like I was doing every single thing my parents told me not to do.
Right?
Meet people that you don't know in the middle of nowhere. Sal was like shit for the first year.
Not only that, but it's like no cell service out here.
Yeah, there was no cell service at the first location. I was sitting in my car. I was like, am I going back home? Like, I had like that moment. And then I think the first person I saw was Marilyn and Rémi. And I had like that weird 5-second weirdness. And then he was gone.
Yeah.
It felt
there's always that first, like, you feel like you know them, but there's like, are they huggers? Are they handshakers? Do they not want to touch at all? Like, I'm a hugger all the way. So I will hug. And if I don't get a good jive from somebody, I'm a hugger. Is that okay?
And we were in the first year of the I think.
Pandemic.
I think so. Some of us, were we wearing masks? No, I don't think so.
It was in 2022, but it was actually the first time we started getting out.
Yeah. So after 2 years of like going like this to everyone, like, don't touch me, no. So.
And we're still telling me not to do it. To go. Not
to do. Well, the parents are still like, don't go, don't do it.
Well, my mom was pretty excited when I told her I was meeting homesteaders in, like, what is the chance of like all of you guys all at the same time being murderers? Like the chances were slim.
Yeah, like, I mean, what are the chances that there's another murderer there other than me, right? My girlfriend was like, you're going over at whose place? I said, Darren's place. She's like, you don't even know him. I'm like, yeah, I do. No, you don't. You never met him. Come on, he's my brother. Like,
and he was watching.
The first year was a little bit more like because I know I met you guys. I'm thinking it was December, January before the first May. So it'd only been like the first year. It'd only been a few months, but at least not everybody, because I know you and Marilyn had gone to Thor, Darren, and Bridget's, but for the majority, we all met at the conference, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, you guys came to my house.
No, I didn't go.
Andy.
No,
we did.
Patrick, this year I did something stupid. So I drove in 2 hours and a half, spent the entire day at the conference, and I drove back home.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 5-hour drive. And how long did we stay there?
4 hours, 5 hours.
No, it was more than that. We were there 9 o'clock.
10 a.m. until
Like 5,
4
4 or 5.
p.m.
Yeah, and you guys didn't stay long. I thought we were gonna like a potluck in the parking lot, but you guys had dinner at Darren's place.
Mm-hmm.
So I was up like at 5, and it was our 5 or 6, and 12 hour after I was up, I had to drive back home with like the adrenaline rush, and then like the peak of the day, and then everyone left. I was left alone. I was like crying in the car. I was like,
Oh no.
The last hour was the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was calling my husband, like, I have to stop. Like, I'm gonna have to stop and like maybe sleep a little because I can't drive home. He's like, it's okay. Go for a coffee, go for a walk, like breathe in, breathe out, and like if you arrive at 9 o'clock, you'll arrive at 9 o'clock. And
Stay safe,
yeah. So last year, I slept over one night, and I should have stayed the second night because the drive back after the conference.
I'm hoping that it won't be this year, but next year. Like we've done a lot of manipulation to the property, even since you guys have seen it. And the hope is that for us, if this continues, which it looks like it's going to, if it continues, that we could have like a camp out, even like maybe, I know our trailer would be available once we're out of it. And my son has a camper trailer up here. My daughter's moving. She actually bought a single wide trailer. Like it's like a home. It's not, you know what I'm talking about? I can't.
Yeah, I understand it is.
Yeah. So
it's a trailer home, but like much more luxurious.
It's a 4-season. It's not like ours, right? And the ceilings are as tall as a roof. And so she bought one, a used one. It's coming on Sunday.
Here at your location?
Yes.
So she's moving on your land?
Yep. One of 4 so far.
Wow.
Yes. And so that's what we've been really busy with, trying to figure out, like, like permits for her and where we're going to put her permanently. Like she's got to get the trailer here on Sunday. And then it's just going to be in a temporary spot until we clear. And she's got to do most of the work, because I said we need our home first. We've been sacrificing for 3 years. We're in first. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And so, but anyway, so that, like maybe come time when like everybody here is settled next year, we can let people stay at her place and she can just come stay with us, or people can come stay with us, and make it like a weekend. Or if people want to bring tents, sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold. Like that's the hope that we would love to see.
It would be nice.
And I know Darren's place is just around the corner, and yeah, it would be nice.
Definitely. Like, I think I go for the conference, but the first reason why I'm going is like I need time away from the house. Mm-hmm. And I need like to be an adult.
I look forward to it every year. Every year it feels like it comes so quick, but the minute it comes, like it's so far away, but here we are again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, so when the surgeon had called me about my hand, my first reaction was like work and conference. I'm like, the conference, because I get it on the 1st, and then the dinner is on the 3rd, and then the conference. So I'm going to have, and I could be having a tendon replacement. They don't know until they're in there. So they could be doing a transplant, cutting a tendon out of my wrist and transplanting it into here. And so we won't know. And I'm like, am I going to be up for, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care. I don't care if I'm all like drugged out. I don't care. I'm seeing all you guys. I'm going to the conference. I even messaged Jenny and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know how much help I'm going to be on that day. This is what's what. And she goes, oh, I know. It's happened to us before. You don't have a choice. Because the only thing she said to me when I asked if I have a later date was no. Not, well, it was no. And I was like, okay, I guess May 1st it is. But she goes, maybe there and pretend you're paying attention, but just let the student take the tickets, and and I can just sit there and be the adult. But I'm so excited. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I wasn't supposed to go at all this year.
I know.
And then as soon as we were getting when we were getting closer, I'm like, okay, it's okay. Like I don't have to go. And then I'm like, no, miss all the fun. No, like I have to find a way to get there because it is what it is. It's we
Right.
just like Tracy keeps saying, we have so much fun together. Like it's
like
it's a
everything
second
I can save. I'm like, so there's things like I need to buy tools and all that, and I'm like, okay, so one, it enhances my gardening experience, but like I can wait, or I can put it on. I want it for my birthday, and that's like putting more money to that. I have a gas card that collects points, and I'm going to try to get all of my gas money on that so that it doesn't cost me anything. I'm bringing all of my food and like all of my snacks, obviously, unless like
with all of us together, like dinner will, depending if you stay 1 or 2 nights, dinner will be here. Anything you guys need to, I can, so you don't have to bring it from Quebec and New Brunswick. I can get it at the No Frills or whatever. So it's here. You guys have.
Well, if I have my daughter with me, I'm gonna have to bring snacks. She eats small amounts of food all day long. She's like a little bird.
We can bring stuff from home and it won't be as expensive. Like I mean, even myself, I'm thinking about maybe bringing like my little propane stove, so that if we go at Darren's cabin, we can just go outside and cook a little meal if it's nice, or even cook on fire at Angie's place if we have to.
Question. You have a tendency of having a trunk full when you leave New Brunswick. And you have a tendency of having like 10 times full a trunk. How are you going to fill it? How are you going to fit in a stove in your trunk?
The back seat.
Poor Marilyn. Marilyn's going to be sitting on the barbecue.
No, but I mean the tiny propane stove is just like this big.
Oh, we have one. You can use that. Take it and use it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like there's I bring
like
a cooler or.
And you do things too, like a macaroni salad or
on her lap.
You bringing back any animals this year, guys?
No.
I don't think so, unless Marilyn had a rabbit on her lap last year.
No, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I purchased a rabbit from Chris and Steph, but the rabbit passed away.
Oh no!
In the fall. I don't know what happened. I think that she was pregnant. She got her babies, but we didn't see it, and I think she let the babies die, and the worms got the babies. So then the worms infected her without us noticing. She was like in her cage on top of another cage. So all the poop and pee was going through, but that's what I'm thinking, because she was eaten alive by worms.
Oh, poor thing.
And I didn't know. I was at work, and my girlfriend texted me, and she's like, "Your rabbit is dying." I'm like, "What's going on?" Like, I couldn't do anything. I was at work.
Right. I need to take the afternoon off. I have to go fix a rabbit.
I have a rabbit emergency.
No.
I'm sure that's going to run well through your boss.
Family emergency.
Yeah, family emergency.
I have a cat in a box.
But no, this year I'm thinking about bringing more plants. Like I said, if I can have like fruits.
Yes, you need to bring me fireweed.
Oh,
fireweed?
She wants fireweed.
What's that?
The pink flower that grows very tall in the fields.
It's pink? I'll take some.
Purple pink.
Okay, so fireweed, here's my obsession. Okay, so there's a channel that I watch. They harvested fireweed. Actually, two things. I think you can dehydrate it for teas, but you can also do a jelly. And the lady that did the jelly said it tasted like Jolly Rancher, and I used to love Jolly Rancher. So I'm like, I need to find like fireweed to.
Do I have this? I don't know. I will, Remy, if you have those seeds, I will.
I have the seeds, and Hanny has some, but she was struggling to
So last year I did 2 stratification. And my tag disappeared, so I don't know where the fireweed is. And so I started new. Yeah, that's a big problem. And then I stratified outside in my tunnel in like
Bye,
an
Megan.
by.
We'll
And
probably go
then
into too.
I stratified in my fridge again, but I don't know. It doesn't. Every seed that I seem to stratify in the fridge does not seem to work.
I'll try to find some in some fields around here and bring some already all grown up because they literally grow everywhere. You can't drive more than a kilometer without seeing a bunch of them on the side of the road.
I think like me and Annie were going over some flowers, and we did a flower purchase order, and we split them.
Yes.
And I'm noticing a trend. I like pink, salmon,
Purple.
like a dusty rose. It's more like a maroon, some purple, but it's just going to be like little pops of it. Right? I know. Everything.
So you like the vintage colors.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
So not white, like
ivory more,
like
or
vintage white, and like not pink, but like vintage pink, and not purple, but vintage purple,
and maroon and black.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I love all of those colors. And when you start looking at like all of my flower seeds, like even down to my agendas, all of they're all like flowers. Even my thank you cards are.
Sorry.
So I love all. I know.
What's that?
Thank you card.
Yeah.
I love them. But
all right, it's I've been on for 3 hours and a half.
Well, I'm just getting started. I can see now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get up early in the morning. Thank you so much. Thank you, Darren, Annie, Angie, for being here, and Magdalene for being such a wonderful moderator. Even though I don't really have any trouble with scammers and spammers lately, which is good.
Trolls or creepy crawlers.
Yeah. Ever since I switched the little subscribers only for 5 minutes thing, they don't stay.
That helps.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me on.
Some good watch time. It's pretty cool. And we will see you in person in about like a month and a half.
So
yeah, it's the 22nd day. So March has what? 31 days.
2, 3,
On the
4,
3rd.
5.
Hey Siri.
Okay, it's in 6
How
weeks.
many days until May 3rd?
6 weeks.
It's 42 days until then.
Okay, so 6 weeks.
Precisely 6 weeks.
So in 6 weeks.
Yeah, on a Friday.
So in 6 weeks, at this time, we're going to be wondering, what the hell are we doing?
Is Angie on?
Is Angie
Can I have some?
Pretty much. It's like
Either that or who here didn't drink can have my keys.
Yep. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, it's getting closer, and as time goes by, I realize that I'm gonna have more and more money for the trip.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't, on the Facebook page in the last few days, Jenny has put some of the speakers and some of the presenters or vendors that are going to be there.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see anything about the vendors, but I saw some of the speakers. I saw the one talking about foraging, and I'm really excited about that one.
Did you see that there's going to be like equipment on site?
Mm-hmm.
Equipment.
Yeah, there's going to be like chainsaws. There's going to be like a, what do you call it? Wood
chippers.
Yes. There should be tools.
Yeah, it's
foraging. I think I'm going to assist that one this year.
Nice. Yeah, there's a few different things happening. And I guess the hope is this year was, kind of last minute. putting everything together, but it's turning out amazing. And next year it's going to be big. Like every year it just grows, right? So I'm excited. And it's only this year now, it's only 7-8 minutes away from here. So
Yeah.
So we can almost walk there. Hungover.
It's a country neighbor, you know, like but
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
yeah, me
And
too.
We're gonna chit chat tomorrow. Bye.
Yes. Have a
Take
good
care,
night,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Have a nice weekend, and
You
I'll talk to
too.
you again later on.
Yep.
Au revoir. Bye.